All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Glendale Coin Club live meeting for August 2023. Want to thank everyone for being here and being here joining us virtually online, of course. We're unfortunately not having our in-person meeting this month. The Coin Club president broke his arm this month and wasn't able to attend. And then I talked to the rest of the board, and nobody wanted to really run the whole meeting and do it all without me. So they thought, let's just all meet online like we did during China virus. And they thought that would be the way to go. And here we are. And luckily we had John Duff here is going to be our guest speaker for tonight. He was on the calendar to do a presentation coming up. So it's going to work out, I think, tonight. So sorry if for those of you guys that were looking forward to going to the library and meeting in person tonight. So but hopefully next month we'll be back to normal. But next month we do have the Long Beach Coin Show at the same time too. So I don't know how well the attendance will be at that one, but there we go. I guess before we get going any further, though, we should probably do the flag salute. Don, what do you think?
Sounds
Pledge
good,
allegiance?
sir. Yep.
Is Governor Ben available to lead us? If not, you want to do it for him?
I'll have to do it for him. I believe he's in chat or sleeping. You know, he is a teenager and such.
So. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's almost 7 p.m. It's about time to get up, huh?
Yeah, about time, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Summertime, huh?
Wake up, Jen.
All right, let's do the pledge. Thanks.
All righty.
All right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Play ball.
All right. Thank you, Don. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
All right. Announcements, huh? I guess we should get into that. One quick thing is, if you guys remember back when we were not doing the live meetings, we'd have an auction at the end of our meetings that we would meet here on YouTube. And we thought about doing that here just to raise a few bucks for the Coin Club. And I was starting to get that together. And then all of a sudden we had that big disaster of fires in Maui. You guys might have heard about that. And I got family that lives in Maui. They're all okay, thank goodness. But there's Mr. Marmello making some noise, joining and becoming a fan. Sorry, I didn't realize I had that loud. But no, I got family there. They're all fine, but they got a lot of friends and a lot of people and colleagues there that are not fine, and there's still some missing people and people without homes. So what we decided to do is Mr. Marmello, who just joined as a member of the channel there, donated a few items that we're going to sell in auction to raise money for a couple Maui charities. And then I donated a few other items. So we're going to have 10 auction items after we do show and tell. All the proceeds are going to go between the Maui Food Bank and the Maui Humane Society, because both of them are in need of money right now, and they can do a lot of help right there on the ground. So if anybody wants to help contribute to that, there'll be some auction items there, and hopefully you guys bid generously. And I guess I can just go through a quick preview. Here's a 2009 proof set of this 4 cents. From that year, Marmello donated that. That'll be the first item. Here's a U.S. nickel collection. It's got a War nickel, a Liberty nickel, Buffalo, a Racketeer nickel, and a Modern Jefferson. You see these at coin shops a lot. There's a Pearl Harbor coin collection. He wanted to donate this because that's kind of Hawaii related. It's got 5 different coins from the year 1941, including a few silver coins there, the Walking Liberty half, the Merc dime, and the Washington quarter. Again, bid generously when we get to these, because all the proceeds will be going to good causes. We got a USO silver dollar commemorative from 1991. Got a 1990 Eisenhower Centennial commemorative. There's going to be a 1-ounce silver 2023 Britannia with Charles III. There's a 2-ounce silver Great Britain from 2023, the Yale of Beaufort coin. There's one of our 2016 Australia Kangaroo ANA World Fair of Money Glendale Coin Club Verdugo joint meeting sample slabs that we did back that year. So one of those is available. Pretty collectible sample that we made 100 of. And there's also a 1991 Isle of Man cat coin. This is the Norwegian cat, 1/25 ounce gold. Really popular coin. And I'm going to offer one up available that I'm going to donate, and I'm trying to open it here with one hand because I got a broken arm. But It's this here. It's the Hawaii 5-ounce silver 2012 Philadelphia America the Beautiful. This one, I'll donate it, but the minimum bid's going to be $500 on it. Retail, these things go for $300, $400, $425, $450 all day long. It's really nice. It's the key day to the series, but I'm not just trying to sell it. I'll offer it but we're going to start the bidding high enough to where it actually raises some good money. If it doesn't sell, then I don't know. We'll go from there. I just don't want to, I wanted to raise some money there. So we'll have 10 auction items. That'll be after show and tell, after the presentation. So hopefully you guys see something you like, and if you want to support. And then I'll also share information on both of those charities and direct links if anybody feels like they want to donate anything after. There's no obligation. Nobody has to do that. But thank you if you do. All right, other announcements. Let's see here. On my channel, we got a monthly free coin giveaway. If you guys haven't gotten in on that already, the prize this month is this here. It's a 2023 Morgan dollar. So if you weren't able to get one of these from the mint, go to the last video on my channel. Go in there and leave a comment. You got a chance to get that. Other announcements. There's several coin shows going on right now. There's the ANA World's Fair of Money going on in Pittsburgh. I don't know much about what's going on at that show, but maybe we have some coin club members that are there, and we'll get to hear more about that next month, hopefully. But so if you're listening in on this later, make sure you do show and tell next time so you can let us know about that. Upcoming shows locally, coming up the 19th through the 20th is this one here, the show that's in Arcadia Masonic Lodge, August 19th and 20th. Boy Scout Merit Badge Workshop's going to be there that Saturday as well. Long Beach show, a couple weeks after that, September 7th through the 9th. Buena Park Coin Show, September 16th and 17th. I believe Richard has a show in Van Nuys on September the 24th. At least that's what I saw on my calendar. And then our Glendale Coin Club show will be in Van Nuys October 29th. So that'll be the next show that we're doing there. Go ahead. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody in chat. I see a lot of people saying hi. Glad everybody's here. Make sure you guys click that like button because we got a good presentation coming up in just a few minutes here. Other announcement, we got our friends. I saw Paula in the chat. She runs the live coin Q&A here on YouTube. It's a great resource for our coin club and anybody out there that's a coin collector. So if you're looking through your change or looking through your collection and you see something that looks different and you're not sure if it's a variety, you're not sure if it's an heir, you don't know what something's worth, or you find some world coin you can't identify, or have any coin questions, that's what Q&A, live coin. What they'll do is you email it to them, and then they have their panel of experts. They check it out and they talk about it live on their show, and it don't cost nothing. So it's a good resource if you get stuck on anything in your collection. They can usually help you out, and if they can't help you out, they know who can. That was Mr. Marmello donating $5, New Zealand. He says, hype to Duchess and hype to Amanda, and Koala missed the something. I don't know what he's trying to say there. All right. Other announcements. Does anybody else have any other announcements that I'm missing there? Don, John, anybody? No.
Nope, I'm good.
Anything else? All right, then. Well, tonight we have a program by our friend here and vice president of the Glendale Coin Club, John Duff. Goes by Farmer John here in the chat. And he's going to be doing a presentation on early toy coins of the 18th, 19th, and 20th century. John, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that presentation up here, and then it's going to be pretty much all you. All right?
Sure.
You go ahead and get that going here. And you'll just remember, you'll have to tell me when to skip to the next slide.
Well, let me talk a little bit before you put up the PowerPoint.
Absolutely. I just got the cover page up. Yep.
Hello, GCC. Thanks for having me. As you know, I like kind of odd numismatic stuff and interesting, and toy coins certainly fill that category. But they're also quite broad. You know, toy coins began in the 13th century and all the way to modern times. The primary book on this is Toy Coins by David Rogers, and it was published in 1990 in England by Galata. And it really is the book to go to if you wanted to tribute toy coins. So I want to talk a little bit about that first, so you get the idea, because the PowerPoint sort of follows the book. The book looks at early stuff to later stuff, and so that's kind of how I'm gonna do the program tonight. So you want to put up the PowerPoint?
Absolutely, it's full screen now, and but they can still hear you.
Okay. David Rogers was a serious collector of toy coins for 35 years. And he published his book in 1990. So really he started collecting in 1955. And he was part of a group of serious collector of toy coins, which is a relatively small group. And when they put the book together, he collaborated with these other toy coin collectors and a lot of auction houses and a lot of museums in England and Europe. And it is the go-to book, especially if you want to attribute coins. And it's not easy to find, but it is out there. It's called Toy Coins by David Rogers, published by Galata. Next slide. The book is in 3 parts. The first part is precursor and English issues. The second part, and it has 86 sections. The second part is foreign issues, which means other than England, obviously Germany, France, Belgium, America, but also places as far away as Egypt, Japan, and Saudi Arabia. The last part is on toy coin boxes. A lot of the sets that were made during the Victorian era were made in boxes, and they were made for events like coronations and jubilees, and also some during things like the 1851 London Exposition. So the first thing we're going to look at is what's called precursor coins. That's the first 9 sections. There's 190 sections, and the first 9 sections are looking at coins that are called precursor, and that is a coin that wasn't made for a child. That was made for adults, but children did eventually play with them. And so let's go to the next slide. The next slide shows the rarity scale. The rarity scale doesn't really look at the precursor coins. It's more after 1870. So precursor coins occurred from the 13th century to 1870, starting with Jetones and other coins like Guinea templates and sovereign jacks or Hanover Jacks and things like that. 1870 was really when makers started making actual coins just for children to play with. The stuff before that was made as counters, jetone counters, as card counters, as gaming tokens and gambling. But kids did ultimately play with these things. So the rarity scale is quite rare. You can see they don't even use the term common, because what Rogers said was none of the coins were ever made, not including the precursor coins, not including the Jetones or the Guinea templates and stuff, but the later coins made for children. They were made in small numbers. None of them were made in large numbers like regular coins. So they don't use the word common, they use the word normal. And normal is only 12 or more known. And you can see they're quite rare. At least this is Rogers' view of how rare they were. If you look at the next slide, it'll show you the pricing based on this rarity. And the pricing sort of is an interesting reflection, because even the most expensive and most rare toy coin in the best condition is $30. And that was in 1990. And the best condition, most rare box was only listed at $80. Now, the reason Rogers, what Rogers said about this was that there are only a few serious collectors of toy coins. So because you only have a few collectors, you have a small supply, so you have a small demand. And so the price kind of stays quite reasonable. And that's why you see prices so low for some things that could be quite rare. Okay, next slide. So the first section in the book is about Jetones. Now, I'm not going to show you a lot of Jetones because it's a subject on its own. There is an important book about Jetones by Bernard, and Jetones were made to be used on these counting boards because at that time period, everything was done in Roman numerals, and they really needed these tokens, these counters, to calculate for business and math and even educating children. The boards were actually more rare than the Jetones. The Jetones came in three categories. There were the earliest category, the middle, and the late. The early category is from like 1200 to 1400. The middle category, 1350 to 1525, and the late category, 1525 to 1625. The early ones are the rare ones. The middle ones, Rogers calls them Bernard calls them available. The Nuremberg tokens are plentiful. So Jetones is a whole subject of collecting. And the earliest Jetones, some of them were made in gold and silver by the nobles and the very wealthy families. Those are probably the rarest and the most expensive if you're collecting Jetones, because most of them were melted when they stopped using Roman numerals in the 1500s and completely by the 1700s, and counting boards were no longer used. So all these Jetones had always had a second purpose, and that was gaming and gambling, and for kids playing with them. When Bernard wrote his book, he had 7,000 Jetones in his personal collection, and he said that they had samples. They looked at over 35,000 samples of Jetones. So these were widely available and abundant. They are not really listed in Rogers' book, only mentioned because they were important to the concept of playing, that kids played with these. The next category is precursor category are Guinea templates and sovereign jacks. Now, most of you at coin shows and stuff have seen these Guinea templates and Hanover Jacks or sovereign jacks as you were at various tables. These were produced for gambling during the 18th and 19th century. Few people could afford real gold guineas or true gold sovereigns, and so a lot of brass copies were made to be used. And I have some examples here. I'm just going to show you some of the examples, go through them. This is the 1768 example. And one of the things it says on In Memory of the Good Old Days, obviously that's not trying to fool you into thinking it's gold. If you look at the next one, some of these do not have that saying on it. And at times people would try to fool people, plate them, gilt plated, and try to pass them off as gold. This one is dated 1701, and it's interesting because it has George III on it. Of course, George III didn't become king until 1768, but it has a 1701 date. The next guinea is 1788, and it does have this saying on it, in memory of the good old days. So obviously it's not trying to fool anyone. The next one, 1791, looks more like what a guinea would look like. The next one, 1797. This is probably the best condition one that I have. I got this from a good friend down in Orange County, Paul, and it's gilt brass, high grade, and probably worth more than just the regular $10 or $20 that you might pay for these, or maybe even less. I'm not sure. And the last one is 1800 guinea template. Now this is obviously not plated, and it looks slightly different. And they were made differently. That's the last of the guinea templates. Next is the Hanover Jacks, and again, you probably have seen these as you have gone through shows. Hanover Jacks and half sovereign gilt brass. They were produced between 1837 and 1875 per Rogers. Although I have one dated 1879. I have a collection of 134 varieties of these that I was able to pick up. Once Victoria became queen, her coronation took place in 1837. So this is a no-dated Hanover Jack, because the 1837 is not the date of the token, it is the date of her coronation. A token that has a different date on it would be considered a dated Hanover Jack. And this is a two-headed Hanover Jack. They had one-headed Hanover Jacks, two-headed Hanover Jacks, and three-headed Hanover Jacks. What the Hanover Jack means is in 1837, when Queen Victoria was coronated, she was not able to become the Queen of Hanover in Germany, which was part of the United Kingdom at that time, because Salic law in Europe did not allow a female to be the noble or be to be in charge. So she had to send the Duke of Cumberland, which was Ernest Augustus I, the fifth son of George III, and he became King of Hanover. But he was not well thought of. There were a lot of scandals that he was involved with, and obviously Victoria was not happy, probably not happy about this. And so these were made as a kind of a political statement, off to Hanover, Duke of Cumberland. And they were made from 1837 to 1879, based on what I have. And that's most of the time that she reigned. So obviously she was probably not happy about this whole situation. Anyway, they come in a variety of sizes, weights, portraits, dates, legends, and plating types. The most rare is the one-headed Hanover Jack. The most common, I think there's 90 two-headed Hanover Jacks and like 30 three-headed Hanover Jacks that I have. And I'll show you what the difference is. So this one here, you can see two heads. The next one, this is a dated, you see 1879 over there. You don't see 1837. Sometimes both dates are on it. And it is a one-headed, it's the only one-headed Hanover Jack that I have. And it's the oldest one. The next one is dated 1869 and is a two-headed Hanover Jack. And you can see one head going up towards under the horse and the other head kind of under the hoof. If you see the coin up close, it's a little easier to see. The next one is a three-headed dragon. And this is a little harder to see because two of the heads are kind of going at each other under the horse and the other one's under the hoof. And this is a silver gilt copper Hanover Jack, not quite as common. And it is dated 1869. The next one is dated 1862, and it does have the 1837 date and a different portrait, and it's a different form of three-headed dragon. There's two forms of three-headed dragons that I have. There may be more, but you can see this is a more primitive form where the heads are kind of stacked on each other. Here's the other form of three-headed Hanover Jack, and it's dated 1854, and it has both dates, 37 and 1854. 1830. Now this is most likely an error because obviously she was not coordinated to 1837. So more than likely this was a date error instead of the 1837. They punched at 1830.
And John, just real quick to answer Hank's question in chat, he wanted to know if we were showing the right picture because you kept calling it no date, but it had a date on it. Remember, he did say that if it says 1837, they still call it no date. That's correct, right?
Any Hanover Jack with 1837, if it doesn't have another date on it, is a no date Hanover Jack.
So if it's only 1837, they call it no date. Right.
If it has a different date, or if it has two dates, then it's a dated Hanover Jack.
Perfect.
Okay. The last one I have is a no date Hanover Jack, three-headed dragon. But it's the real early portrait. There's only have one Hanover Jack with this portrait on it.
Wow.
Now there's some other sovereign jacks. This one is popular because it was shows a woman on the reverse playing, and it says "Keep your temper," and it is listed in Rogers. It's listed as rare, and the reason it's listed in Rogers is because these were put in toy coin boxes and sold in England. And used in gambling, obviously. The next, this is not listed in the book. It probably should be. It's one of the nicest of the tokens that I have of the sovereigns, showing the three gambling cards. I mean the three cards, and very high grade. This one's quite interesting. It is listed in Relou's catalog of tokens as New York 19, circa 1852, brass 22 millimeter. But in Relou, it has a coronet Liberty head on it and not the head of Queen Victoria. And it says in the book that this is a gaming counter struck in England to be used as a $5 gold piece in games and for advertisement. Now, I've also seen online this called a circus token, an interest to the circus, to the Barnum and Bailey. But that's only something I read. I couldn't confirm that at all. Anyway, that's very, very nice token, nice condition, and interesting subject. Spielmarks. Now, Spielmarks, this is section 2. We've gone through 2 of the sections 4. Spielmarks are probably the earliest gambling and gaming tokens. They were put out by Germany, obviously, and there are 2 forms of them. There were Spielmarks and Reckonfinnings. Spielmark stands for play money, play mark. Reckon stands for counting, and finning is penny, so it's counting pennies. That are translated. Rogers shows some different examples of these in section 2 and 3. Section 2 is play marks. Section 3 is counting pennies. But in the Spielmarks, he also has Spielmarks that are just pictorial, and they were very common. So he doesn't have. This one is one of the few that is listed and given a rarity. I'm going to show you some Spielmarks. All of the rest of them are not listed in the book because there are so many examples. He just picked a handful to show and to put in the book. This shows a card player. This shows a bird Spielmark. You can see the bird. This is really cool. It's a pig Spielmark. This one has animals on both sides. And there's a whole bunch of different kinds of these with different kinds of animals. There's some with the Eiffel Tower. There's some with air balloons. There's just a whole bunch of different ones that were produced. Now, the next section, Reckonfinnings, These were even earlier, and these were primitively made. A lot of them came out of Nuremberg, Germany, made by Lauer, the Lauer company. And this particular one is listed. So he listed a few of these Reckenfinnings. But if you've been to the shows a few times, you've probably seen these on and off, and kind of wondered what they are. They were gaming and gambling tokens, and not made for children, made for adults to play with, so to speak. And I'll show you some other examples. Here's another example, not listed in the book. Minerva, Frederick William IV. Now this one is listed. Rogers says this was a popular stock design for smaller pieces by many Nuremberg makers from 1750 to 1850. Now, why he said that is because you can find these with a bunch of different names. L stands for Ludwig Christian Lauer, and then his son, Johann, and also another son, Ludwig, are listed on this. And then there's several other makers. There's C. Baumberger that has his name on some of these, and another one named Zeisser. And I have an example of the Zeisser one. The next slide shows you on the side here. You can see it says J.M. Zeisser. So basically, Lauer was kind of the leader in this, and so this was something that other makers they could take it and put their own name in and produce a bunch of tokens and sell them, much like the Spielmarks were used. They made these at mass quantities and to be used. So that's it on the section 2 and 3. The next section is section 4. Joseph Moore's models. Again, you've probably seen these around if you've been to the shows. Joseph Moore was a commercial medalist stationed who started as a button maker and trained for 8 years under the Birmingham medalist Halliday. He made pennies, half pennies, and crowns and model crowns, double florins and florins. He also had 2 other sections where he made miniature model money, and he made miniature medalettes of the royal family. Moore designed these as an alternative to the cumbersome British penny and crown. They were so popular that Mr. Wyan, the dice inker for the mint, had to advertise that they were private, not public. They weren't made by the London mint, the English mint. His miniatures were also produced as currency reform. Now, the pennies are much more plentiful than the half pennies. So the idea behind this, now he made these with copper and brass and plated them sometimes with white metal, and he also used a form of nickel in the center. He used sometimes brass outside and a nickel inside. So there's a list of different ways that they're made. But ultimately, what he was saying to the Parliament, we'll make them with a copper outside, annulus, and a small silver inside. That would make it, you could make the penny the size of a small quarter versus a large, heavy, cumbersome chunk of copper. And you would have the same value because you added a little bit of silver to it, much like they did with the one U.S. penny. Here's another example. This is the nickel center and the copper annulus. These are listed, and these are listed as normal because there are quite a few of them out there. You can get a hold of these if you want. If they're in real nice condition, they might be a little more expensive, but if they're not in great condition, you can probably pick them up for $20, $30. The metal combinations: nickel zinc center with bronze copper annulus, nickel zinc center with copper annulus, white plated brass center and copper annulus, all copper, and of course the silver in the center. They did make some of those, but most of those went to Parliament to show them what they would look like. The next slide, a little more rare, are the half pennies. For example, I have 19 pennies and I have one half penny, so they're a little harder to get. Um, this is a nickel zinc center with copper annulus, listed as scarce. The next one is the crowns, also scarce, and especially if they're in good condition like this. Now, this is not completely plated, because if you look up close, you can see the copper coming through, but it's gilt center and silver annulus. But they did make a couple of these platinum annulus and gold center, and one of them sold back in the 80s, I think, for about £1,000. Probably would sell for a lot more if it came back on the market. But you can find these, and they're a little harder to find than the pennies and half pennies. Different combinations. They have brass, copper, brass, copper, copper, brass, silver flan, and then, of course, the platinum annulus and the gold insert, which is very, very expensive. It's sold in 1988. All right, so that is these were the pennies, half pennies, and crowns that Joseph Moore was trying to get the government interested in producing. The next section is his miniatures. Now, these are very small. If you notice, this is a model eighth of a farthing. Now, a farthing is a fourth of a penny. An eighth of a farthing is 1/32 of a penny. And this is a size of 8.7 millimeters. This is tiny. This is smaller than the Panama pill. And they're not common. They're rare. The idea was that the rising value of the Victorian pound created a need for smaller change. So Joseph Moore produced a 1/32 farthing, a 1/16 of a farthing, a 1/8 of a farthing, which you see here. I don't have the 32nd. It is said to exist, but they don't have a picture of it. That would be 1/128 of a penny. 1/16 of a farthing would be 1/64 of a penny. Then there's a fourth of a farthing. That's the next one. Next slide.
I'm going too far here, I think. All right, let me go back. There we go, on the model quarter farthing. Yep.
Yeah, model quarter farthing. This, again, this would be, okay, so 1/16 of a penny. Okay, it's confusing. You gotta calculate it out. So the idea is that you could make these so small that, and of course, a penny was quite valuable back then. So you could cut it in little pieces, and that's kind of what Moore was doing, saying, we can do this, and he was saying that to Parliament. The next is the smallest model quarter penny or farthing. It is 7 millimeters. This thing is tiny. It's gilt copper, and it's a farthing. Here's an actual penny. Small. It's 10.5 millimeters, very small. These they used in some of the toy coin boxes for to sell to children. Now, section 6, he made medalettes of the royal family of Queen Victoria and her 9 Prince Albert and the 9 children. I have 2 of them. They're all rare. The 9 of them were produced. The last one, Prince Arthur Patrick, his birth date was 1850, and one of the speculations are these were produced to go into a toy coin box to be sold at the 1851 London Exposition, because you're missing 3 children, and no, wait a minute. You're missing 2 children. You got 7 children. Yeah, 7 children. You're missing 2 children, but you're missing the children after 1851. I think 1852 and 1854, the last 2 children. And I'll show you the box that they came in a little bit later on. Next slide. Oh, that's the second one that I have. Oh. Silver plated, Prince Alfred, a little bit better condition than the other one. The next section is the last section of precursor coins. This is the SG Onion coins that were made to educate children. series is very rare. Rogers does not think he has a complete set. The token shown is the only token that is listed as scarce. All the others are triple rare. So you might be able to find one of these. You probably will have a difficult time finding the other 11 denominations. And each denomination has a different size. And this is 12 pence makes 1 shilling. Then it has 12 little dots at the top. So the child, you could even have the child feel the dots to tell what 12 was. Most are copper or brass, some are white plated, and there is some soft white metal that may have been lead. Made around 1843 and certainly by 1845. Okay, so this is the last of the precursor. These were coins that, well, actually this coin was made to educate children, not for them to play with. Now you're going to start looking at the coins that were made specifically for children to play with. More kind of what I collect and the Victorian era coins. So here is what got me started. This was a box, a very rare box, gilt on iron, it's 46 millimeters by 33 millimeters by 13. Reproduction of a 5-pound Bank of England note. It has a serial number. It's signed. It has a hunting scene on the bottom and the inside. You can see how nice the inside is compared to the outside. And of course, that kept all these coins in perfect condition. It's a hunting scene in the inside. The edge, it says L. Christian Lauer, Nuremberg Spielmünzen. That's play money. Spielmünzen, play money. Left edge, it has the patent number. The set that this goes with, based on what Rogers says in the book, is 11 Jubilee head denominations from section 20 of the book. While there are 11 denominations, there are an additional 33 varieties of those denominations, and 3 in section 10, which were young head Jubilee issues: the penny, the half penny, and the farthing. Section 20 didn't make a penny, half penny, and farthing. So Lauer, when he was putting these boxes together, went to get the penny, half penny, and farthing from a different section. And Lauer was the mint of all these coins here that you're going to see. Ernest Sigmund Lauer was his father. He started the firm in 1729, making decorative metal objects, and was responsible for some of the early Rechenfinning and Spielmarks that I showed you earlier. Johann Jacob Lauer, son of Ernst, restored the business and handed it to Ludwig Christian Lauer in 1848. What you're going to be looking at is mostly made by Ludwig Christian Lauer and his sons. He had 3 sons, Ludwig, Johann, and Wolfgang, and they continued the firm after Christian Lauer died in 1873. In World War II in 1945, all the records were destroyed in Nuremberg. Of course, Lauer also produced a lot of Nazi stuff. Okay, the next. So we'll look at the coins that were in the box. There is 2 versions of 5 sovereigns. There's the large 5 at the top and the small 5 at the bottom. If you look on the left-hand side, you can see the large 5, and you can compare it to the small 5 on the bottom. The small 5 is a rare variety. It's really the only variety that came in the box with it. The next slide shows you 2 sovereign and a sovereign on the bottom. It's gilt brass, and the bottom one's brass. The next slide we have. I have 100 slides, so I'm trying to go through this as quickly as possible. Section 20 has a half sovereign copper and brass, and at the bottom is the white plated metal. Now this is zinc plated metal, and this stuff doesn't last, but it was kept in this box, and these are pristine. The next is a half crown, and you notice it shifts from brass to white-plated metal when it went from sovereigns to crowns. So you have a half crown at the top, and you have a 4 shillings at the bottom. They're both white-plated iron in great condition. Here you have 2 shillings at the top and a shilling at the bottom, both white-plated iron. And the next slide, you have half shilling at the top and 3p. I love the 3p in the back of this one. Again, both white-plated metal. So that's the last of section 20 because they didn't have, section 20 did not have, in the book, did not have a penny, half penny, farthing. So what was in the box in the next slide was the penny at the top here. And you can see how in perfect condition this is. It's a unk, you know. Whereas it didn't have the box that I got didn't have the half penny or the farthing. I was fortunately able to get them elsewhere, but they're circulated and you can tell the difference. But what's nice about them is they're the air variety. The penny at the bottom, the half penny at the bottom is spelled Penni. That's the air variety. And then the farthing, the farthing, it's the air where it uses a P for farthing instead of an F for farthing. And Rogers said that this was an error that Lauer in Nuremberg made on several occasions. It was a spelling error. So they did it more than once. Okay, they confused it more than once. All right, so that's what should have come in the box, and everything came in the box except the half penny and the farthing. That I found separate, and you can tell both were circulated. They're still in great shape, but they were not pristine like the others. All right, section 17. This is one of the few toy coins that were made for children that have advertisement on. And the advertisement pieces was by John Cook and Son. John Cook and Son, they were stationers on Cannon Street in London from 1830 to 1940. Several additional varieties of advertisement sequins were made in London, Birmingham, and possibly Africa as possible passes for day trips by steam train. Now those are different. I don't have samples of those because I haven't collected any of them. This particular token, if you go to the next slide, you'll see a variety of it that is in brass, gilt brass. The white metal token, I'm going to go back to the other slide. The white metal token is the rare variety where they recut one of the obverse dies from another die, and right behind the neck of the lady there is a line, and that is from the original die, and it talks about this in the book. I think, Don, you got one of these too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the next section is section 25, called the Model Half Farthing by Lauer, 1887 Jubilee Model Half Farthing. Now, 1887 would have been the 40th year of her reign as queen. That's why it's called a Jubilee. Okay?
Yeah.
There are 10 varieties of copper, gilt copper, and aluminum. I have one example of it. Okay? Again, these are just not, you can't go to the show and buy them. Okay? They're just not widely available. All right. The next slide is section 30. And I have a couple examples of this. This is the Diamond Jubilee 1897. So that's the 50-year Jubilee of Queen Victoria. And you see a different head. So they really, this is called the Diamond Jubilee head. The Jubilee dies were used in both the producing the 1897 Diamond Jubilee and the 1897 Jubilee that were issued. And they were probably, they were issued during the Jubilees and put in boxes and sold on the streets. And Nuremberg in Germany were making these for England. The other example of this Jubilee head is a 1 crown. You can see on this, it's in pretty good shape, but you're starting to lose some of the zinc plating. But it's still in pretty good condition for zinc plating is that old. All right, the next section is section 35. This is also a Jubilee model half farthing from 1897, so making it a diamond Jubilee, although it doesn't say that. But it has it has more of the Gothic head of Queen Victoria, is what they said in the book. Bright copper. Now, they made, in this section, they only made farthings. They made, I think, 4 or 5 different examples of farthings. But one of them was bright copper and another was dark copper. And they said David Rogers said that he thought they used dark wax to make the dark farthing. I'm just saying what the book said. All right, the next section is section 40. Edward the 7th, 1902, his coronation. And these, the coronation was 1902, marked by a new set type from the Lauer factory. They included brass, copper, and white-plated iron. The reverse from both the 1887 and 1897 Jubilee sets were used in producing these. So Lauer, he used whatever he had. So I have a couple examples of this. So that I have the crown. The next one is the crown. And you can see here, now you're starting to see what happens to white plating, to zinc. You have both loss of plating and some rust that you can see on this. But again, you can't go out and replace it, so you're just happy with what you get. White plated iron again. This is half crown. A little more you can see on the right, on the reverse. It's a little bit of rust. The next one is a Florin and a little more rust, but you can see white plating issues on all 3 of those coins. Now,
these ones just show how nice that box kept that other set.
Yeah, when you compare it, because it wasn't in a box, it wasn't kept pristine, and it's pretty old. Now, this one it's interesting because it doesn't have any rust, but it has very tiny amounts of white plating that you can see up very close. I mean, if you got a loop, you might see a little tiny specks of red. This is the Sixpence. And then in this set, the rarest is this one, the penny. It's the most rare in the set. And it looks like it has that brown wax on it, to be honest with you. Yeah. Although he didn't mention that in this section. All right, the next section is 45, a 1902 model half farthing. It was only farthings, and there was only a couple of them made, and this is one of them. And it's pretty good shape. I'd call it a good AU. So this was one of the sections. The next section is 50. Roger says on this section, he says, a full set must exist, but I have only inspected 2 in detail and seen 1 other briefly. Now for me, I'm in the set, in the denomination set, not the variety set. The denomination set, I'm missing the penny and half crown, but I have 2 unlisted denominations. So it's kind of interesting that I ended up with these, and I'll go through them. This is the sovereign. The next one is the shilling. And you notice it says RRR with the asterisk. That means in the book they did not have a picture of it. Someone knew it existed and had seen it, but they didn't have a picture of it to put it in the book. Wow. This is the Sixpence. This is a threepence. Next is a threepence. And again, you can see the white plating coming off, but fortunately there's not any rust to it. And you can see the date, 1911. This is the halfpenny, copper. This is a farthing that's not listed in the book. And this is the florin. The next is the florin. So that is that section 50, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The next section is 55. These were made duplicate front and back. They had reefs and they just had words in them. The only one that I have is the halfpenny. There's a half crown, a florin, a shilling, a sixpence, a penny, and a halfpenny. This is the only one that I have. And pretty nice shape. And that's section 55. Section 95 is American, made for American market. It's a watch fob. It's the watch fob part is not there, just the token part is there, made to look like. There are 7 varieties of these $5 gold watch fob pieces that include from 1913 to 1923. This says 1928, so it's not listed, but it is virtually looks the same as the others. That's from section 95. It's a section on watch fobs, toy watch fobs. Now we get into the foreign section. So we've gone from section 1 to section 2 of the book. Foreign section, this is the Belgium 2 cent. That's listed in Rogers. Possible set from set includes 20, 10, and 1 franc, 25, 2, and 1 centimes. They're all listed as rare, triple rare, except the 20 centimes is double rare. This is from section 170, France. This is French 2 francs. White plated iron again. It has Ludwig Christian Lauer, issued from 1880. These copied designs used in France before 1870. This section has francs 150, 20, 10, 5, 2, and 1 francs, 50, 20, 10, 5, 2, and 1 centimes. I have a couple of them, but that's it. This is the 5 francs. Rogers says the 5 francs probably exists. Well, there it is. And this is the French 2 centimes, and it's copper. So from France, we go to Germany. In Germany, the majority of the early toy coins were made in Germany. The town of Nuremberg had been the center of metal industry since medieval times. These early industries were organized in guilds, and the Guild of Makers of Reckenfinning had a strong history for more than 300 years before the foundation of the Lauer firm about 1730. The family was making tinsel objects, cheap metal decorative ornaments, and as other firms declined, the Lauer firm assumed great importance. By 1850, under Ludwig Christian Lauer, the company had become the major manufacturer. This section is probably a mixture of issues that began around 1870 up to 1910. 39 issues of varieties are listed. Most of them triple rare, and a couple are double. This is all children's play money. So the next slide, this is a mark. This is 20 Finning Spielmuse. Now, keep in mind what words are using. So it's 20 pennies play money is what that says in German. Okay, when you translate it. So it's very clear what it is. It's not, It was, and this was white plated iron, and you don't see any white plating there any longer. It's completely gone. This is two-finning play money, and it's copper, so it's in pretty good shape. Section 202, 20 finning, Spielmark says. But what's interesting about this is the DR on the side. And in the book, it says no manufacturer has been traced who might use these initials, even taking a wider view of possible dates. Now, I had one person think that meant Deutschreich, and it may. I don't know. It may be that's what it means, and Rogers didn't catch it. I don't know. But someone familiar with some of these tokens thought maybe that might be what it might be. Otherwise, they don't know who manufactured this. The next, and that particular denomination is not listed. There are two other denominations that are listed. That one's not. The next slide is one of the most interesting sections. It's called the Nuremberg Harpy, and you see the harpy is the winged angel. It was issued for Lauer's home city of Nuremberg in Bavaria. The harpy is a crowned woman, naked and facing, with eagle's wing displayed. The harpy is part of the Nuremberg arms. So this is something that has to do with the town of Nuremberg. They made the harpies. They made 5, 2, 3, 1 marks and 50, 20, 10, 5, 2, and 1 finning. I have 3 of them. This is the 5 finning. Really good shape for metal plate. And this is also metal plate, white plated iron, and it's not as in good a shape, but you can definitely see the harpy. It may have been because of the naked woman that it never really became popular as child's play money. That would be my guess. That's why they're probably so rare. The next section is another manufacturer besides Lauer called C. Baumberger. And he did the imperial type, white plated iron. His stuff is quite rare. He is also one of the firms that made a lot of Nazi stuff. Lauer did it and Baumberger did it. I'm not sure. There was a few other smaller ones. They probably were forced to do it as well, or they did it because they wanted to. I'm not sure. But these firms, Baumberger, issued Notgeld during World War I as well. So if you ever collect any Notgeld, especially Notgeld coins, it could have come from either Lauer or Baumberger, or Zeisser is another one. And the next slide is another Baumberger imperial type. Now, this looks like it has a patina of rust, because in the book it says it's white plated iron, and it very well could be. Just got that patina of an orange rust to it. The next slide is a different look of white plated iron. Obviously, the white plating is gone. Another C. Baumberger imperial type, 2 finning. Okay. Now the next slide is one of for me, one of the most interesting, because of what it says here. It says 10 pennies, Kinder, which is child play money. So it really spells, more than any of the other tokens, it really spells out this is for children. Okay. Probably the firm, the DN company was Drentwell and Company. The father was a die sinker in Augsburg until 1880 when he moved to Nuremberg. His son, C. Drentwell, had succeeded him in 1869, was still operating under the name until 1923, which is, again, not Geld time. Not all researchers agree that this was the firm because the maker company is an English abbreviation would not be expected on German toys. Yet no definite English manufacturer is nor is known, nor is there another company known that would have advertising pieces made for them in both countries. The Nuremberg company seems to be the most likely maker. And they made half sovereigns, half crowns, florins, shillings, sixpence, pennies, 12 varieties, 20 and 5 marks, 5 and 1 penny. All rather rare. Next slide. Now we're getting into the 20th century. I only have a few things that I've collected in the 20th century because I'm interested more in the Victorian era. And these are Weimar right after the World War II Republic style. It's a 5 and a 1 Reichsmark. Not-Gale and hyperinflation period greatly interfered with German production of toy coins, and so these are quite rare because they just couldn't make any of them. They just there wasn't things that people could buy because of the hyperinflation that was going on. You know, this is 1925 here. Next slide is one other example of this, and it's 3 marks. And it's white plated iron as well. Now the next section, 472, is for American market, but it's very interesting. It has all these different terms on it: composition, play mark, and then jetone. And why they would put, if they were making it for the American market, I'm not sure why they would use the term jetone. The other thing I like about this is the patina on it and the die cracks are very, very interesting. When you look there. Okay. The next slide. There are a few of these around. They're not real common, but they're around. I think, Don, you have one of these as well. It's a California model dollar. It's dated 1849, but these definitely did not come from that date. These were made in Germany after the gold rush. To be sold into the American market, and it's copper. The next slide, there are a number of American toy coin issues out of Nuremberg. I don't have a collection of them, but they are out there and they can be gotten a hold of. Some of you, Gordon, and some of you other coin dealers have probably seen them. This is not a toy coin. It did come in a batch of toy coins that I got. It says July 1868. This is the year. This is the month that the 14th Amendment was ratified, and making former slaves full citizens with full rights. And so this has been holed and was probably, worn as a medal. I have not been able to find any reference on it. I have seen a few online that were being sold, but it didn't say anything about them. It didn't say where they came from. It did mention the 14th Amendment, but that's about it. It has 13 stars on it. Very interesting piece. This, the next sections are the box sections, and I have a few boxes to show you. This is the British Hope box in metals. They are 28 millimeters round and 9 millimeters deep. The 3 tokens that came in it are metals. I'm not sure what you want to call them, but they are 3 millimeters thick. Rogers says Allen and Moore produced 5 medals for the Britain's Hope box, but these medals, they fit perfectly, and I'm assuming because they were made with the last date of May 1850, they were possibly made for the 1851 exposition. And when you look at the medals closer, you can see why that might be the case. If you look here, the second slide, next slide, you see Queen Victoria gives her date of birth and date of marriage and date of becoming queen, I believe. And it has British Europe's glory. So they were obviously promoting Britain. So this what makes me think this might have been for the exposition that happened just within months after these were made. Prince Albert, again, born, married. And then it says over here, England's pride, and shows all the industry, you know, the Industrial Revolution. The last token shows 6 of the 9 children, the last being born 1 May 1850. Excuse me, 7 of the 9 children, sorry. And so this just makes me believe that this set, you know, it was made, these were made for the box, but the book does not say that. So there's a question about it. The next box is the Prince of Wales box and toy coins. And this, in the book, it says the coins that go in here are those medals that Joseph Moore made of the royal family. They're really tiny medals. The 7 children and Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, that's what should have come in this box, not these that came in when I got this box. But that was common to happen. And this box was, you can see it was somewhat circulated, so it's not a big deal. The next box, Windsor Castle. These are probably did not come in this box originally and were just put in there as children played with them. So this is just the Windsor Castle box. The last slide, this is a box that was made for early Mahdi money. There were 3 Mahdi coins in here. 2 of them were such high grade, I had them sent in and graded. They came back 62 and 63. But a really nice made 1774 George III halfpenny box. And that's the show. The last slide shows a brass token, gaming token.
All right. Well, thank you very much, John. That was awesome. There was a ton of cool stuff there. Almost too much overwhelming. It's only hard to know what even to think about there. But I mean, I know we've got a lot of comments of people just like not even knowing, seeing this stuff before, and a lot of comments on loving pieces here and there. And Lauer made some of the so-called dollars for some of the U.S. expositions too. They made a lot of that, and so the guy was making all kinds of stuff, that firm. So
well, the book has 190 sections of different coins. I just showed you stuff from 32 sections.
Wow.
So I have 160 sections left.
There you go.
So massive, you know, and to learn about it, it's just like, oh.
And it's pretty wild, like you said, that, you know, a lot of people, I mean, you say you see these at coin shows here and there, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of people just, you know, gloss right over the things too, and not even know what they are, or the significance, or how really rare they are. I mean, but like you said too, the collecting base isn't as big as some of the other things. So most of them are still affordable, but if you keep doing this presentation for people, though, it's going to become less and less affordable.
Well, I hope that happens. Roger said that at a time when he published his book, there were about 500 serious toy coin collectors in the world. Mm-hmm. And he said, even if 100 joined, it would just change everything, because there just isn't, you know, the availability. There's not much available, but there's nobody looking for them. And I certainly found that true when I was looking for stuff. I you know, when a dealer had something like some of this stuff, they were like shocked and happy I wanted it, and very reasonably, you know, take it, please.
Oh, that's awesome, though. That's awesome.
So,
anybody in the audience there watching have any specific questions or anything? I mean, you got a lot of people saying thanks and that they didn't know anything about the subject before, and now they do, and they learned a lot. And I know Mr. Marmello in there from New Zealand, he loves pretty much anything with Queen Victoria or any of the royalty on there, so he loved every bit of it.
That's the part I like about the book. I mean, the new stuff, it goes all the way to 1980. It doesn't include like Monopoly money or Disney dollars, because those are subjects on themselves. And some of the early stuff, like Jetones have their own books, and Guinea Tiplets have their own books, and there's a lot of stuff. But the center stuff, that Victorian era stuff, that's the stuff that I like. I just think it's cool.
Well, you just might have answered Maui Manda. That's my sister. You might have answered her question. She wanted to know which ones that you shown were your favorites.
Oh God! Oh, I think the harpy sets.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Those are really.
And you gotta love. I mean, even you gotta love that detailed engraved box or whatever with the set of coins and with the hunting scene.
Yes. Well, that's what got me started.
Yeah.
I got that from Bill McIver. He was a Condor, the president of the Condor Club up in Washington, but he collected a lot of British stuff, and he knew I liked crazy stuff, and so he got me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he sold me the book too, and the book was as important as the box.
Marmello says, "Where do you start, and which one do you get first if you're wanting to get into this?"
Well, I don't know that you can pick one to go look for. I think you just have to look for what's available out there in terms of the coins themselves. But really, the book is probably more important than the coins, because it'll be able to educate you as to what they are. And unfortunately, it's not widely available. But Galata, Galata, the British publisher, they have their own collection of coins, and they helped because they had their own collection of coins. Rogers went through them, and they're probably the ones that could help you get the book. And I bet you if a bunch of people asked them for it, they'd probably reprint it.
Wow.
What's the name of the book?
Toy Coins by Galata. Rogers is the publisher, David Rogers, 1990.
Yeah, Roseanne was saying you were surprised that the American market one had the French on there, but could it have something to do with New Orleans, maybe?
I was surprised too. I can answer that for. I don't know. Yeah. There's a lot of questions I don't know about on these. Right. I'm on a.
Well, there's not much documentation. It's not like the official governments made these and where they have all the record keeping and authorizations. It's hard to probably research this.
Well, there was, until Rogers wrote the book, there wasn't a book to attribute even what, I mean, it was like a bunch of guys that were trying to figure out.
Well, like you said, too, and a lot of it's made in Europe, and a lot of that stuff got lost during the wars.
Well, Lauer was one of the biggest makers during the Victorian era, and World War II, Nuremberg was bombed, and they lost everything.
Wow.
All the records. So.
All right. Any other questions or... That was pretty good, John. That was great.
Well, thanks for having me. You know me, I like talking.
Well, we like learning that too. It's always good when you get a presentation that's got lots of detail and a lot of really good photos there too. And I know you like doing coin photography, so
yeah. Heck
yeah. All right. I think we're going to get into doing our show and tell. Mr. Marmello, I know you were sending me messages. Now's the time that if you want to join in, you can do show and tell. Otherwise, we can go into a couple of the others that I already have ready to go. John, did you have a show and tell or anything, or is the presentation
I don't.
Going to be enough?
Yeah, right. I'm going to shift to regular YouTube.
All right, John. Well, thanks again.
Ciao.
All right, bye-bye. And we'll take John down, and right here we'll add Mr. Marmello to the stream here. You have yourself muted, Mr. Marsh. But if you want to go right in and start out the show and tell for us tonight, you can do it.
Okay. I've
The show is yours. We can hear you loud and clear. The show is yours, live from New Zealand.
This is the first for show and tell. Yeah, you have a look at the Queen. This is the Queen Silver Jubilee I'm getting a bit of lag on my end, but
there's no lag on our end. You're loud and clear.
This is the Queen Silver Jubilee 1952 to 1977 mug, which I found in an antique store.
Did you find that just recently when you were just there?
I was given it. The other one, I've got one more that I found in the store, and yeah, so just and these are some of the coins, but I'm just gonna have to. No, I've had it from. Here we go. I was looking at the YouTube. So no, this one I've had for probably 10 or more years, maybe 15.
That's a nice coffee mug.
Yeah.
Or do you do tea on that?
This isn't anything royal, but it's British. I got that 5 years ago from the train station, where they have station 12 and 3/4, 11.
What are the coins you got there?
Wherever it's Harry Potter.
Okay. What are the coins you have there?
Yeah. So this is Alfred's not here, but this one here is Canadian.
And I don't know if you can turn your camera a little bit because it's all sideways for us.
Oh.
That's okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
That better?
Yep. So that's the 1982 Canada dollar. Nice.
Yeah. And these ones are the old ones. Like this is Queen Victoria. I don't know if you. Yeah. See if I can just put the flashlight on. No, it's not gonna work. Just get torch. Sorry. Technical problems.
No, it's always harder to see the dark copper coins.
Is it any better? No.
Sorry, I'm not
whipped
up with a microscope.
Yeah, come into the sun.
Yeah. Oh, come into the sun. That's better. That's probably better. Is that better?
You actually got darker.
No.
That's better right there.
Right there. Yeah, there we go.
What year is that one?
That is 1875, I think. Yes, I don't know if you can see that.
Okay.
There. And these were collected by an old guy who was friends with my dad's stepmother, and mum. No, someone else in this room says that she found it, but.
All right. Anything else there you want to show us? Because we got to get on to the other show and tells too, and then we'll get on.
And this is 1948, just after the war, half crown, one of the last half crowns, and it has George on it. And I wanted to show that because this is a 1 penny from before the First World War. There.
You're getting the torch in the way.
Yeah. And there you can see if that the heads are very similar, so the one's obviously taking after the other.
I think they're related.
Yeah, maybe they're related.
I think they're cousins.
But this one here is really old. We think that it's got, if that's the medieval crest from about 16 or 1700 because it's still got the harp and the fleur-de-lis on, and it's his second. So we think it might be either Henry VII or James II, but we're not sure.
Looks like somebody was clipping it too, stealing a little bit of silver.
Yeah, maybe. Or they're all like that because they're just so old. I think the edges crack and then bits fall off. But this one, I thought maybe. Sorry, I'm taking so long, but I thought this one, here. I thought I might send a photo of that to Paula Q&A because it says that it's 1826, but and it's another George IV, but there you can see it. But it's so new looking, it almost looks mint state condition. That I find it hard. None of the others of that age are in this condition.
Somebody put it aside and saved it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's maybe a naughty fake.
Well, thanks for sharing all that, Mr. Marmello. What time is it there in New Zealand?
It is tea time.
It's 3:30. It's 3:30. But it's Saturday, right?
Time.
It's 3:30 on Saturday.
Have a look out the window. Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Thanks again for sharing, and that was great. Yeah. Gringo, you ready for some show and tell?
Why not?
All right, we'll bring Gringo up for show and tell here.
Oh, one more thing before Gringo goes live. I just want to say we should bring back the double G emoji to your channel because nothing to do with Gringo, but good game is a good emoji.
Well, that was a YouTube emoji. That was nothing to do with me.
Yeah, and we can't replace the koala emoji for Mellow because we know that's what it's for. So, but
no, it's for confused.
Guinea says you got a beautiful yard. Oh yeah, he's got a real nice grounds there. I've seen pictures and video. All right, Gringo, it's up. Your show and tell is yours.
All right. So, I was watching Farmer John's presentation. Thanks again, John. And I'm showing this coin. This is what I came here for. But I had to go grab this because watching his presentation, it's just I love it. So nice queen there, but this is what matters here. Kittle's seen this coin before. Matter of fact, he may have owned this coin at one point in time, but the 2013 Great Britain. I don't know what that is. S5. I don't know what that is. St. George.
Silver 5 pound.
There you go.
St. George and the Dragon. Yeah. St. George and the Dragon.
I put S there because there might be gold 5 pound coins too. It would be G 5 pound.
But it's such a beautiful design, and of course, during the presentation, there's quite a few toy coins with this basic design. So I had to go grab that just to show it off. I actually made a video about this at one point in time, but I never released it. So maybe one day. But this is what I was actually going to show tonight. So everyone knows my favorite subject, and it's space.
The moon.
The moon. So if this camera will focus here. So this is the lunar south pole of the moon. Proof sterling silver 50 pence. And the lunar south pole is located, let's see. Man, now I see why you streamers have so many issues here.
You got to get it just right.
There you go. The central base of the far side of the moon and covers a distance of approximately 1,250 kilometers. The lunar South Pole craters, which include the Shackleton and Busan craters, which appear on the coins, are unique in that the sunlight does not reach the bottom. Such craters are cold traps that contain fossil records of early solar systems, and you can read the rest of it. But This is 8 grams of silver with the issue limit of 175 coins. So it's pretty rare.
And where's it from again?
I'm going to show you, Kittle. Of course, we have King
Charles
the Third there, but the British Antarctic Territory. So you're not going to see that every day on a coin. Do you have any of those, Mello?
No. If you're ever gonna offer it up to charity, put me up first on the.
Well, that's funny you say that, Mello, but we'll get there. So then, of course, we have the reverse with the NASA emblem and the craters that they were speaking about there. So just a really cool coin that thought I would share with you. And I'm sure I'll make a video at this point. So even though I showed you, go watch the video when I release it. But that being said, I like the coin so much, I actually bought 2 of them. So since tonight is the auction is to benefit the people that were just the tragedy in Maui. I know a lot of people think that just because you live on Maui or Hawaii that you're well off, you don't need help. That's simply not the case. There's a lot of regular folk in Maui that are getting by day, just like the majority of us, and they need help just like everyone else in time of need. So I'm going to put up my second one and donate it to the support tonight. So if you want it, tonight, so you can bid on it, Mello, if you so choose to, assuming you have Kittle cash still in the bank. So
boy.
But that's it, guys.
Well, thank you very much, Gringo. All right, I got a few show and tells that were sent in as well that I'm going to share here with you all. So let me try to remember how to get that up on the screen so you can see them. That's that. Okay, first up, Phil Iverson sent in a couple images. And he says 2 weeks ago tomorrow, he made the early morning drive down to set up his table for the annual San Diego Coinorama, big annual coin show they have down in San Diego, the club's put together. It was held at a new facility called Liberty Station. It's the Scottish Rite Center, which was the home to past shows for many, many years. Was starting to be demolished. And a new, smaller venue is going to be built on the property, and they're not going to be able to hold the event there anymore. He says, along with some other Exonumi items in one of his showcases, he had these 3 wooden nickels from 1976. You see that one there? And one from 1990 and one from 1996. And then he says, that one has the Declaration of Independence on it. I really like that one from 76. The bicentennial, nice. And he says the other side here has the club council logos, and then one of them has also done in conjunction with the Republican National Convention of that same year that was also in San Diego.
There's a coin that you see with King Charles on it. That. Sorry.
Marmello, you got a hot mic there. All right. So that's from Phil. So he says, now these are just memories of the past fading with each passing year. So, I didn't get a chance to make it down to the Coinorama. I'd like to travel down to that one when I can. San Diego is only a couple hours if there's no traffic or so. So it's not too bad. But they run a really good show there. So thanks, Phil, for sending those in. Next up, let me try to bring that up. We had one of our viewers on my gaming channel submitted these. His name is Sammy G. He changed his name to Hammy Sammy recently on the YouTube, and it's a collection of coins with animals that he has. He recently went on a trip to Florida with his family, so he got all these elongated cents. There's one with the gator on it, and there's some seals and all kinds of stuff, dolphins. Just some stuff he got in his travels. He was trying to collect them all and everything, except for these 2 in the middle. These 2 are moose jaw from Wisconsin Dells. He said he found those in a car. And hopefully it's one of his family members' cars, and maybe they've been to Wisconsin Dells. I'm not sure, but he said he found those. But the rest of them he got on his trip to Florida. So thanks, Sammy, for sharing those. There's a lot of collectors of elongated cents or elongated coins, or they call them pressed pennies or smushed pennies, whatever you want to call them. But elongated cents is, I guess, what most of us collectors call them. So thank you for sharing that, Sammy. All right, let me figure out what's next here. That was Sammy. Let's go to Alfred's items. Let's see if I can figure out how to get to that easily. No, I don't know how to get to that easily, but we'll bring it up this way. There's that, and there's that, and I don't know if I can make those any larger. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Alfred R., one of our viewers and club members that watches from Canada, sent this one.
Hi, Canada.
Yep, hype to Canada, exactly. This is a new Canadian coin. It's Elsie McGill Looney, which is their dollar coin, honoring the world's first female aeronautical engineer and Canada's first practicing woman engineer. And there's a colorized version as well that has the Hawker Hurricane used by Britain and Canada during World War II. So here's the coin 2023. The set comes with all the different coins plus the special loonie, the dollar coin. And here's a close-up image of the colorized version of it. So pretty cool piece. So thanks for sharing that, Alfred. All right, the next one that he's sharing with us is this one here. It's a 2024. So Canada's already got coins for 2024 out. This one is Year of the Dragon $8 coin. And what I found most interesting on this one, and I think Alfred is sharing it mostly for this reason, is it still has Queen Elizabeth II on it for a 2024 issue. Now, it does say down here, it's a little blurry in the picture, but 1952 to 2022. But Canada is still using Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, as Canada has not yet approved a portrait for Charles III on their coins. So we're getting into 2024 coinage now, and they have not switched over. Hopefully they do it soon, because it'd be nice to see the new issues. And there is the picture of it in the packaging. Alfred also shared this. He says, right now in Canada, the only government product that they have showing Charles III as king are the permanent stamps, which is Canada's version of the forever stamp that we have here in America. So there are the Canada Charles III stamps. And then he also shared some examples of the Queen Elizabeth stamps as well. So thank you for sharing those, Alfred. Awesome. All right. What I wanted to share here for my show and tell here, let me try to bring this up, is we know we just had you guys are hearing the news and we've been talking about it. We're going to talk about it some more. They had the major fires there in Maui that burnt down most of the city of Lahaina, unfortunately. And there's that. I wanted to share this here. One of the things that happened there is the oldest house in Maui is the Baldwin House. And here's an article from the Daily Mail that I saw about it. Unfortunately, burnt down in the fire. Here's some pictures of the thing, but I'll show. This is the Baldwin House, oldest home on the island, built in 1834, I believe. They actually turned that into a museum, and it's right there. It was in the middle of downtown Lahaina. And I went there and visited it with my family in 2013, so 10 years ago. And we were just in town. We walked cruising through, looking at all the shops, and we figured, let's go check out this museum. Didn't even know that it actually had a coin exhibit in there. And I did get some photos of it with my cell phone at the time. So here was the coin exhibit in the Baldwin Museum. They had a whole display of coins used by the missionaries of Maui. And it included several U.S. coins, some coins of Mexico, England, Netherlands, a couple other countries. And it was a really nice, I'm sorry for the horrible photos. I wasn't really planning on sharing it on YouTube 10 years later, but they had some colonial coins from the U.S. They have a chain cent right there, 1793 chain cent, 1793 wreath cent, 1794 cents, lots of large cents, some of the half cents, some early bust coinage. They also had coins of Germany, Peru, Bolivia, France, the Netherlands silver lion thaler. Just lots of different coins that would have circulated in Maui in the very late 1700s and early 1800s by the missionaries, bringing them to the natives. And Lahaina was the capital of the Royal Kingdom of Hawaii back at that time, and it was a big whaling town, and that's where pretty much all the action was there at the time. So unfortunately, this collection is probably no more. But that was in the museum. There was also another museum down the street. If you got the ticket for the Baldwin House Museum, you got the ticket for this one down the street. I'm not sure if this one's there or not or survived. This one was a few blocks down the street. It was more of an Asian museum, and they had a display on the historical currency of China. So it was a big display case just full of Chinese coins and 2x2s, and I really don't know much about the Chinese money, but I remember getting this picture here. It had a really big piece of paper money and then a really cool sword made out of the whole Chinese coins. So I'm not sure if that building survived or not, but just a crazy situation all around. And in this also, the Daily Mail article, I saw one of the best photos of what really happened there. They got this feature here where you can scroll before and after. And right at this point right here, in the middle of all these trees, where I'm trying to circle, but it's a half-half, that's where the Baldwin house was. So it just shows just the whole town is gone, just everything. And it's really sad. So Amanda says the Asian Museum is gone as well. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. But, all right, well, that's my show and tell there. I don't think anybody else had anything for show and tell. I think that pretty much wraps that up. So what we do now is, let's see here.
I just really hope that tree makes it.
The big banyan tree that's in the. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of it still there, but will it? How much damage it has, and will it keep growing? Who knows? Who knows? But Mr. Marmello just did a $155 New Zealand super chat, saying, "God save snowy lands and all culture people." Thank you, Marmello. That's very generous. All right. So what we got to do now is we do let's do our giveaway. That's what we got to do. At the last meeting, we showed off these coins here. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. To get in on the giveaway items, you got to go to the last meeting. You got to go to our last meeting and make sure you have left a comment on that video. So I don't know if Gringo has that handy or any of the mods. If you have the link to that handy, give them one last chance to get it, and then I can get it from that link and pull up the random comment picker. What's that?
Don't you know who I am? Don't you know who I am?
I know. So what we have to give away for the giveaways tonight are a few pennies. Well, 2 pennies. This one is a 1914 British penny. There's also an Australian 1943 penny. And there's an 1855 French 10 centimes. And we can show these under the microscope if anybody wants to see. But really,
the haters were waiting for you to show a cent up on the screen so they could.
Well, it's not. It's not. 1914. How do we write these on? 1943 Australia, 1855 France. 10 cents. So you got a little bit of time to put your comment in on there. At the next meeting, we'll pick a winner for this. So when this becomes a video, this will be the prize for August for those watching at home. This is a 1971 silver Eisenhower's uncirculated dollar. So once this becomes a video, make sure to leave a comment. Now I got to go find the video here, Greenhill. And there's that. I'll pull up a random comment picker and pick a couple of winners. And then we're going to get onto the auction. Remember, we got 10 auction items, 11 actually, because Gringo actually donated an item here too. So we're going to be 11 items total. 100% of the proceeds going to go to a couple charities on Maui. I guess we'll split it between the two. Maui Food Bank and the Maui Humane Society. Talked to my family who lives there, including my sister there, and those are a couple charities that we recommend. All right. So, and those are charities that'll be able to get money and items to people that need it right away. All right. Let me try to bring up the random comment picker. I'm trying here. It's just a little slow. Sorry. All right. But it gives you guys more time to leave your comment, and then we'll get into auction. And then, so the auction, we're going to require, payment by PayPal. you can, goods and services is fine. So we get your mailing address and we'll get the proceeds. I don't know if I'm going to be able to donate live here because I think I'm going to have to type in credit cards and all that stuff, and again, I'm typing one-handed, so it's kind of crazy. But if I can't show it or do it live here, I'll post a copy of like a receipt on our community page or something, just so you can see that we really donated it. But all right, we're going to filter out duplicate users. I should probably share what I'm doing here so you guys can see. Filtering out duplicate users. Solve 6 plus 4 is 10. Then get the random comments. 39 people have a chance to win. First prize available is a 1914 British penny. The winner of that is Green Go OG22. OG22.
What are the odds?
He says, great presentation, Kittle. The winner of the 1943 Australia is Vern LaPointe. Congratulations, my main man, Vern, VERN. He actually left a real comment, not just a dot. It says, I guess I have to watch it on a rerun. Thanks for taping it for me. Well, thanks for watching, Vern. The winner of the 1855 French 10 cent. Pick another winner. I tried. Okay, here we go. Barami Broham says, good times were had by all. Well, thanks, Barami. Beerame, bro. Ham. Okay. I can't even show you how horrible my penmanship is writing my left hand and trying real fast. Okay. Well, thank you guys very much for that. And very, very cool. And let me switch that back to here. And now I think we're going to get into an auction.
Getting lots of questions about the payments, Kittle. Is it only PayPal? Or can it be other options?
What other options are we? Trying to suggest here? I mean, I don't know how else to do. I mean, you could mail me a check, I guess, or mail, yeah. Because I mean, what I'm going to do is after we get a total here, I'm going to, divide that in two and then try to donate it to each of these charities. And I guess I can show you what our plan is here. And so here is the charities. First one's Maui Humane Society. A lot of people have been affected. There's a lot of pets running all over. They're going to be the ones that are going to be able to help with that and get the owners and pets. A lot of pets getting turned into the shelters, and they're always broke anyway because Maui's got pets all over the place. So any money that we can give them will be a big help for that. And then also Maui Food Bank. Always good to support your local community food bank. It's not even just in this time of disaster. So we're going to split whatever we raise between those two. And appreciate your guys' support and bid generously. And not just get the cool coins that we're selling off here, and but maybe bid a little stronger because you want to help out.
Yeah. So,
all right.
So we're about Zelle. And a few people said check.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely. Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, check, money order. I take it. We'll get all that stuff. We can do all that stuff. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. However we want to do it. The one thing we don't take is Kittle cash payments from people in New Zealand, and that's about the only one. But yeah. Okay, so I think let's just go ahead and green go, since it's, I mean, usually when I do an auction, we type in 3, 2, 1 sold in the chat. And then we got to, but if there's bids that come in, we'll let the bid go on. Is that something you can help out with? Type in the 3, 2, 1, because that would help me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously
just so we close it at some point. What's that?
I said, obviously, I'm on with you, so I know exactly.
Yeah, no, that would be great if you could, because it'd be easier if I didn't have to try to type that at the same time. But all right, so again, the first couple items, let's get these out of the way. We'll put these back in the order, kind of roughly that we're going in. Those are the giveaway prizes there. This is next month's giveaway, so when this becomes a video, make sure you leave a comment. The first couple, these have been donated by Mr. Marmello, and I'll make myself full screen here just so you guys can see it. This one here, it's a 2009 United States Mint Lincoln Bicentennial Proof Set. It's just a proof set with the 4 cents in it, the 4 different designs. These are the ones in 95% copper. These sets, I mean, retail, they're 10 to 15 bucks or so, but Mr. Marmello won this or bought this on another channel, and I was going to mail it to him, but he said, no, let's donate it to the cause today. So if anybody wants that, 100% of whatever we sell it for is going to go to the Maui charities. So whoever wants to open up the bidding, we'll open it up at any price. All right. 2009 Lincoln cent set. And I'll try to get that open just so we can see the coins, but you guys know what these look like. It's just got the lens there. 4 proof cents, 95% copper. And they look perfect. They look fine there. Vern starts out at 10. Valerie says 20. Again, thanks guys for bidding. Very generous. And no charge for shipping. Well, I'll cover all the shipping, so whatever it is. So just you're bidding, all that comes in is we'll total it up and we'll go from there. But $20, Valerie in the lead. $20, Valerie in the lead. And again, I don't want to discourage you guys. I mean, from only bidding here to support. If you guys feel the urge to support further than this, my sister Amanda, you can confirm. Maybe there's somebody else you recommend too. But we had people asking, they think, should we just donate to the Red Cross? And Red Cross is a great group. They do a lot. But if you want it, I think if you want the money that you donate to help people on the island immediately and right now, and make sure your dollar actually goes to work right away, we recommended the Maui Food Bank and Maui Humane Society. So if you want to support further, go there. Absolutely. Marmello says 22 ? Jeff's at 25. Marmello, you donated this item. Are you trying to bid on it now? All right. The Maui Food Bank and Maui Humane Society stay on island and offer immediate relief right away, says Amanda. Yep. Jeff Arbogast at 25 bucks. Any other interest? Otherwise, Gringo will count it down. And now there's no snipe bidding. If someone bids right when we get down to 1 and before sold, we'll keep it going and count it down again. We want to make sure everybody gets a chance to bid. We know there's people watching from all over the world. There's all kinds of lag, and we're not making a game out of this. You know, it's an auction. So 3, 2, 1, last call. All right, sold, and I don't see any other bids coming in, so I'm trying to write this. Jeff Arbogast 25. Thanks, Jeff. All right. Next up is the set of nickels that Mr. Marmello donated to us. And these you see at coin shops. They're not worth tons and tons of money, but they make great gifts. And maybe we can raise a few bucks for Maui on these. This one has a silver wartime nickel. It looks like it's a 1945 P. It also has a 1908 Liberty nickel that's been gold plated, and it says Racketeer nickel, even though the Racketeer nickel is supposed to be an 1883 no cents, but whatever. It has a 1895 Liberty nickel, a 1937 Buffalo nickel in pretty good shape, and then the other Jefferson nickel here is just a 1961. So Valerie opens it up at 20 bucks. Jeff, you want to redonate that? Okay. We can definitely do that. Valerie, you already bid 20. Are you raising your own bid to 30? Jeff was not bidding 25. We don't need you to raise your own bid unless you really, really want to. But Fish and Hank goes to 35, so we'll take that. We'll take that. Thanks, Jeff. That's very generous of you to do that. And Mr. Marmello, thanks for donating these, and glad we can raise a few bucks here. Hank at 35 bucks. Anyone else? If not, Gringo will counter down, and we'll go on to the next. It's okay, Valerie. Yeah, I don't want people, bidding out a turn or anything, but Hank outbid you guys anyway. So Hank at 35. Looks like it's gonna be the Hanks. Fishing Hank 35. Very nice. And you know what I think before we even go to the next one, Jeff redonates this one back. Are we just going to auction it again? Is that what we do? I mean, I guess we could. I think that's what Jeff wants us to do, right? So back to the 2009 Lincoln Mint set. The United States Mint Lincoln Bicentennial Proof Set. So it is up for bid again, starting at any price. Jeff wants us to resell it, raise some more money. And these are the 95% copper, and it does have the certificate of authenticity in here. I just can't get it out of there with one hand. Vern goes to $15. He wants it. VERN. The main man, Vern. And again, thanks for everybody for joining us at the Coin Club meeting tonight. Again, I apologize to some of you guys that usually come to our meeting in person that weren't able to have the in-person meeting. I mean, I just wouldn't have been able to make it and do it, with my broken arm right now. And talked to a couple other club members. We did have some offers of people willing to help out, but the ones that were probably in position to run the whole meeting just said, let's do it online. And that's why we're here. Because if we did it in person, kind of like with some people filling in, then there would be nobody from online. There would be no online meeting, and we'd be cutting off. And really, with John Duff's presentation, it was more suited to an online, doing it from home, hour long. I mean, you guys wouldn't want to have been sitting in the room listening for an hour. I mean, you guys would be, jumping around wanting your coffee and drinks and stuff. Even though it was a really great presentation, I know you guys get restless after about 20 minutes. All right, 3, 2, 1. We got Valerie at 20. I can tell it's getting better, Onabushu, but I'm still not supposed to use it at all, and it's in a sling and kind of 3, 2, 1. It's going to be sold to Valerie McKay, I think. Let's start writing that down. Awesome. Very, very good. Thank you, Valerie, and thanks again, Jeff, for running that one back through. That's awesome. This one here, Mr. Marmello donated to us. This one's called the Pearl Harbor Coin Collection, and I know he got this from another channel a while back and thought this would be appropriate to auction off here to benefit Maui because it's kind of Hawaii related, being the Pearl Harbor Collection. And what this is it's just got a little thing about Pearl Harbor on there. And it's 5 different coins from 1941, the year of Pearl Harbor being attacked. It's got the Lincoln cent, the Jefferson nickel, Mercury dime, 90% silver, Washington quarter, 90% silver, and Walking Liberty half, 90% silver. So you got 3 90% silver coins, plus a couple there. All proceeds going to the Maui charities. And there we go. Amy's putting it all in a Google sheet. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great, Amy. I mean, that might be helpful later because I'm scribbling it. And I mean, I'm still trying to keep track of it here on paper, but it's really messy. And I don't usually write with my left hand. So that'll be great to double check me and help out there. And you might be able to get a total for us a lot quicker, too, if it's in a Google document. That's awesome. All right, Vern at 25, CR 20, Fish and Hank 30, Vern 20, Fish and Hank at 30. Fish and Hank at 30. Now, I appreciate all the help and all the support. And I just to, while you guys are bidding here, I mean, I did get a lot of messages, people, in not only the giveaway that we're doing right now, the monthly free coin giveaway, just people wishing me well and, just from the Coin Club. And it means a lot, and I appreciate it. So, all right, we got Fish and Hank at 30. Any other interest? This is item number 3 in our thing. We got 10 items total. Well, we got 9 items total for sure. The 10th item, I'm putting a reserve on it because I'm only donating it if you guys are willing to step up and pay the right number. I just don't want to sell it for what it's worth. We can do that anytime, and it's a cool piece. and I kind of want to keep it, but I'll donate it if it gets enough money. So kind of that's what we're doing with that one. All right. Green Doe says last call. Last call. Is it going to Hank? All right, Hank. Thank you very much. Fishing, Hank, $30. Sweet. All right, this here is the USO silver dollar from 1991, and I'll show that under the microscope. Oh, I already got it on the screen there, right there. 50th anniversary of the USO, 1991. It's a 90% silver dollar. It's got the eagle standing on top of the whole world, America, and 50 years service. 50 years to service people, right there. $1 USO commemorative. It's worth what? I don't know, at least $18 in silver right there, plus, you know, commemoratives. Some of them are better, but Vert goes to 25, and all the proceeds go into well, half of it's going to the food bank and half of it's going to the Humane Society. So there you go. Valerie goes to $26. Got a $26 bid now. 27. Anybody got a $27 bid now? Gringo, $26 bid now. $26 bid now. No. Jeff's jumping at the 50. It looks like. Was that a typo? I don't know. I don't think. I know Jeff. I don't think that was a typo actually. Oh, you know what? I gotta show this, even though it's interrupting the auction, and he likes to interrupt the auction. He does, doesn't he? But look at, he's got the dog. I mean, look at that. It's got Popsy. We got to show Popsy. All right, this is for the 1991 USO commemorative. Gringo's counted down. We got Jeff at 50.
Popsy likes your coins.
Popsy likes the coins too. All right, very good. All right, last call, says Gringo. Sold to Jeff at 50. Thank you again, Jeff. Awesome. Again, really appreciate all your guys' support. Next up is going to be the 1990 silver commemorative. This is the General Eisenhower Centennial, 100th birthday of Dwight D. Eisenhower, 1890 to 1990. And it's got the Eisenhower home on the other side there. And we can show what that looks like. Eisenhower home. All right. And it's an Ike dollar. There he is with his 5-star general helmet, and there's him as president. Vern says $30. $30 to Vern. Thanks, Vern. That's very generous. Any other interest? Valerie goes 31. Thanks, Valerie. Jeff, are you sure you want to redonate that one too? Holy cow. Holy cow. I mean, we can. We can. We can absolutely do that. Vern goes to 35. Then Hank tried to go to 35. Thanks, Jeff. That's awesome of you. It's awesome of all you guys to be here to hang out with us a little bit. I mean, we had our meeting and figured, you know what? We used to do some auctions at the end of our meeting to raise a few bucks for the coin club. And right now, honestly, I don't think our coin club needs the money as much as some folks in Maui. And, you know, the real sad thing is every day you turn on the news there, the death count's going up and up and up. And it's going to keep going up, unfortunately, just based on what's going on there. Valerie at 36. So, Gringo, we can start the countdown again after, just to give everybody a chance. We don't do no crazy sniping. If you guys are willing to bid, we're going to take your bids, you know. 36 to Valerie.
No.
I think Marmelo likes the sniping. Vern goes to 40. The last Ike dollar. A lot of people collect the Eisenhower dollars. This one is an Eisenhower dollar, just a different one. VERN. Valerie has a chance to get back if she wants in. Or is Vern going to take it at 40? Looks like Vern's going to take it.
I just say I like the feeling when I feel I'm helping people. That's what I like.
That's true. That's why I think that's why we're all doing it right now, Marmello. I think that's why we're doing it. Well, and the bidders too. I mean, they're getting coins too, but they're definitely paying strong, and
Yeah.
we know they are, and we really appreciate it. Back on the auction block, though, back to lot number 4, the USO dollar that Jeff just won for $50. He says rerun it to raise a few more bucks. So starting at $1 right here, the USO dollar is back up for grabs. 50th anniversary of the USO, 1991 silver dollar. Vern says $25. Donated by Jeff, absolutely. Amanda says, Mr. Marmello, yep, it's great to help when it's needed so bad. Yeah. And that's the thing. I think cell service is still down, power's out. It's going to take a while for all that to even get back. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. We don't even know some of the damage and don't even know what's going on yet there still. It's just pretty wild. $25, Vern. Valerie goes to 30. Got a $30 bid now. T-Tone coming in a little bit late. Valerie at 30. Gringo, feel free if you want to do the whole auction call too, the chant.
No.
No? Okay. All right, Valerie at $30. I thought that was your favorite.
It's I think you confused it. It's actually my least favorite thing.
Oh, okay. I knew favorite was in there somewhere.
Least favorite.
Valerie at $30. Vern thinks that's funny for some reason.
30 now, 30. They're 30 now. Sold to Valerie for 30.
All in, all fair.
Come on, 30.
Good, all square.
Congrats,
And that is Valerie McKay for 30, right?
Yep.
All right, that's hold on, that's like 120, 150. Wow, we're already about a little, almost getting close to $250 just on these few. Thank you. All right, next up we have King Charles III, right there, 1 ounce silver Britannia. Britannia, I think that's what they're called.
What year is it?
2023.
2023.
2023, 1 ounce silver, King Charles. They had 2 different versions of these for 2023, I believe. You could get with either Queen Elizabeth or with King Charles. And this is the King Charles version. John goes right to $50 for the King Charles. And we were just joking, Britannia. Then was our friend Mr. Big Mill Hunts Silver did a video of these and called them Britannias, and we thought it was pretty funny. Britannias, huh? Marmello goes to $57. Okay. We'll have to figure out the New Zealand payment arrangements on that one, but we know Marmello is good for it. He's very supportive, and we'll figure it out. 1 with a crown and 1 without a crown. Cornelius, I don't know exactly how that works. Marmello just dropped out, but if he hops back in, maybe he explains that, because I think now that he's crowned and has been coronated, this is one he doesn't have a crown, but I think maybe next year's he'll be wearing a crown. I don't know. Is that how that works? I'm not sure. But I don't think they're going to do another 2023 with the crown. I'm not sure. John Duff goes to 60. Marmello says 75, double exclamation. I think he wants that one.
I think so.
Oh, they did a 2023 coronation one with a crown as well, but he won't have a crown in the normal portrait. Oh, okay. I didn't realize they came out with another one, Alfred. And I guess Cornelius was trying to tell me that too. I didn't realize that. Mellow at 75. Paula K, how you doing? Ringo's counting it down in chat. Pay attention to the chat, not what we're saying as much, because there might be lag in what you hear in our voices, but the chat, there should be no lag. And he says last call and sold to Mellow at 75.
Yeah,
awesome.
Just in case anyone does it. So obviously everyone here is used to the normal Kittle auctions, but Kittle's one-handed, so we're doing it a little bit different tonight, just in case people aren't aware of that tonight. So
yeah, Mellow's back showing more popsy there in between lots. All right. So,
can
yes.
I?
Yes, Marmello? Hello?
no, false alarm.
Thought he was going somewhere there.
Hey, he was grabbing the tea.
Oh, he was asking Mrs. Marmello.
Awesome. Just in case anyone does it. So obviously
I just removed myself. I'm sorry about that. No, he was probably asking for some tea. You're right. All right, let me go back and show the next lot so we can get some bids in on this one. The next one is a 2023 2-ounce coin from Great Britain with featuring Queen Elizabeth II. And this one is the Yale of Beaufort design. 2-ounce, thick silver coin. These are real popular. I really haven't kept up what they go for or anything. I just know I bought a few when they first came out. And got the RAM there, it looks like. I can go full screen on this. Why don't we, right? There we go. Extreme close-up. 2 ounces of fine silver. John Duff goes to 100 on this. Very generous. Beautiful coin.
Valerie,
I don't know if it's actually the Queen's Beast. I think there's actually another name for the series now.
Yes, I believe it's basically the same series, but completely different name.
Right, it's similar to that, but I think there's. I know I called it Queen's Beast at one point, and I kind of got yelled at and said it's not Queen. I don't know. It's something else though. All right, John Duff at 100, very generous. Fish and Hanko's 105. Holy cow, you guys! Holy cow! I wish I had a few of these here. I'd offer a few of them, but this is the only one of these I got.
There you go. It's the Tudor Beast. That's
Tudor Beasts. Okay. Tudor Beast. Thank you, Alfred. It's all of the statues. Tudor Beast. John Duff says 110. 110, John Duff.
I'm waiting for the white greyhound to come back.
Is that one of them?
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Oh, you're going to have to get like the 10-ouncer or something.
I did. But I need a new one when it comes out. So
they could have called it Queen's Beast Series 2, you think? Well, I guess they're calling it the Tudor Beasts. So, John Duff at 110. Again, thanks for all the bids. Awesome of you guys to help support and support what we're doing here. Absolutely. Ringo counting her down for Duff. And that is going to do it, I believe.
Congrats.
Awesome.
Nice coin.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're getting in. I mean, there've been some cool ones, but we're getting into some really cool ones here, I think. There's this one here. This is the next one. Those of you guys that have been part of the Coin Club since 2016 are going to remember this one. 2016 was the A&A World's Fair of Money in Anaheim. And we had a joint meeting of the Glendale Coin Club and the Verdugo Hills.
Koala might have some information.
May need to mute.
Yes, Marmello? What's that?
So may need to mute the mellow.
May need to, yeah. Unless he had something that we needed to deal with here. But anyway, this is the next item. We had our meeting in 2016. We had a contact at PCGS make us some special sample slabs, and PCGS does not make sample slabs for coin clubs or private parties pretty much ever. And we had 100 of these made. All of them say 1 out of 100. This is not number 1 out of 100. They all say 1 of 100. And this is a 2016 Australia Kangaroo. And it's in the special Glendale Coin Club, Verdugo Hills, with the Australia label, PCGS sample slab. And I know we offered these at the show in 2016 for $50 each, and we sold a bunch of them there. And starting here at $1, all of it's going to charity here. Vern goes to $50 right off the bat. Gringo says 55. Hank says 60. DTT has the complete 10-ounce Queen's Beast, including the wooden box. Oh, really? 180. Wow. I know some of those have got, they're pretty tough to find now, DT. Gringo at 65. Vern 75. Hank tried to get in at 70. Vern went right to 75. Aaron Krause jumps it to 100. Good to see you, Aaron. And thanks for the bid. Wow.
I love my sample slabs, but
$100, huh? Wow. That's very generous.
It is.
Aaron, that's awesome. And that's probably going to do it. 3. Hank 105. You know what? How about this, you guys? I happen to know the president of the coin club. Right? And the president of the coin club kind of retained a few of these and bought them from the ones that didn't sell. So how about Hank and Aaron, if you guys both want to do 100, I'll donate another one to the cause.
Nice.
So you guys can each get one. How about that? I know you guys were bidding it higher, but I'd rather get 200 for the charity instead of 110 from one of you or something. If that works for you guys, we'll get one to each of you. And if there was anybody else, I actually got one more if anybody else wanted to do 100, but I don't know if there was anybody else at that level, but I don't want to talk you guys into it. But Aaron and then Fish and Hank. 100 and 100. Awesome, you guys. That's cool. Very, very good. And again, that means a lot that you guys are doing that. And thank you kindly. Thank you kindly.
Is that in the PCGS slab? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, they're in PCGS with a Australia flag label.
All right. Well, I'll take the third one.
You want the third one? All right, Gringo. You don't have one of those already?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I can't remember. I don't
not
think you do.
Sample slab.
All right.
But I do now.
I guess I'm donating another one now. All right, very good. No problem. All right, this one's really cool. Once I saw we were going to do some to the Humane Society, I had to pull one of these out, even though they're kind of expensive. But you know what? It's only money. We got our health, and I got a broken arm, but other than that, we got our health, and we're here. We got our home. So this is just a little piece of gold we can sell off and check it out. There you go. 125th crown. This one is Isle of Man MS65 Norwegian cat from 1991. It's only 1/25th of an ounce. These go for way more than the gold value usually. These sell, I retail 150 plus for these things. This one's got a couple little smudges on it. That's why it's a MS65 and not like an MS69 or something, but it's a little gold coin with a cat. So start it wherever you guys want if you guys want a gold coin with a cat on it. And it's half of the money's going to basically cats too. So there you go. All right. There it is. The Isle of Man Norwegian cat. Vern's going to go $100. Amanda started at 50. Amanda, you ain't getting that for $50. Come on. Nice try though. Alfred got the Manx kitty. Yeah. Vern at 100. Valerie goes 110. 110. Looks like monkey cat? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I haven't looked these up, and I haven't bought any of these recently. I pulled this out of the safe earlier, and don't really know what they go for retail anymore, but I know I've sold several of them in the 150 range, somewhere along that retail. Amanda goes to 150. All right. Very generous. Cat coins are very popular. Is that Marmello trying to bid 125 with a $50 super chat? Well, it's already at 150, Marmello, so that's not going to work. But thanks for the New Zealand super chat. And with those super chat proceeds, that'll help cover shipping and everything on here too. So that's or Marmello is saying 155 now. Okay. Oh boy. Thanks, Marmello. Monkey is priceless. No, and they have a whole series of these, and they change the designs each year. There's different cats, and I know I got a couple other ones. I just pulled this one out to donate. I know they have ones with alley cat. They got ones with Siamese cats. They got ones with cats play. There's ones with like 2 cats playing with a ball, and every year they change it. I don't know if they still do it today, but I know they did the series for at least, I don't know, 15, 20 years, just change different cats each year and different size coins and different things. But Amanda at 160. Keep the cat side zoomed in. You want me to put that under there? Marmello, another $50 super chat trying to bid 155. It's at 160. It's at 160. You don't have to super chat to bid. You know, you can just type it in. But that's okay. Holy cow. Amanda at 160. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. Marmello says 172 last. It just got it in, I think. Does that mean that's Marmello's final offer? Might be revealing his cards there if Amanda's serious about bidding. It's gold. I like gold. All right, Marmello at 172. At least he didn't do it in like 12 cents or something like he tries on other channels. Amanda goes 175. Amanda at 175. And thanks for doing the countdown there, Gringo. Appreciate it. All right, Amanda at 175 dollarinos. Hank goes 180. Hank comes out of nowhere and puts a new bid in. Thanks, Hank. All right. Hank at 180. Mm-hmm. Amanda goes 185. Holy smokes. Marmello says 200. Marmello, you said you were done at 172. I guess we can't tell him when he's done, can we? He was telling us, actually. Amanda's going to have to be out, she says. Mello at 200. Mr. Marsh at $200. I mean, we could have guessed it was going to be Marmello bidding strong. It's from Isle of Man. It's got the Queen on it, and it's got a cat. I mean, it's hitting all the notes, huh? Marmello at 200. Anyone else before he says sold? Anyone? Sold to Mello at $200 US. Thanks, Mr. Marsh. And meow meow. All right, the last item up for bids. This one, again, I'm glad that I'm able to donate it, but I'm sad to donate it because I love this coin and it took me a long time to even get one of these. So
you want to hold?
I'm willing to donate it. What's that?
So you want to show it off, but hold on to it for just a minute, and we'll auction mine first. And
yes, that's right. Yes, this one we're gonna do a reserve. I'm only donating it if it goes for a certain one. But yes, we got to switch to Gringo. Sorry, I almost forgot. Let's go to Gringo. he has his moon coin he wants to donate and auction off. So
they can ponder over that Hawaiian volcano.
You can think about whether you want that Hawaiian 5-ounce 2012 P satin finish, low mintage, key date. You can think about it.
So once again, I showed this for show and tell just in case you guys weren't here. This is has a mintage of 175 pieces. It's the British Antarctic Territory. So it's kind of a unique coin that maybe you might not see. I've never seen one.
That's a 50 pence, right?
Yep, 50 pence. I believe it's 8 grams, so not that much silver, but still, it's a.
I wonder if it's the exact size of a real British 50p, because I know that's the kind of the shape of them.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in hand, it's probably about the size of a quarter, you know. So, and then of course we have the moon and the craters on the back. So, pretty neat little coin. So, if you want it, now's your chance.
The bidding starts at 50 pence, I guess.
Yeah, whatever 50 pence is, that's starting bid. So.
Look at Archaeology Mikey spilling the beans on me here, saying, Manda, he has more of those cat coins if you're interested, lol. Thanks, Mikey. I guess I know what Manda's getting for Christmas now, right? Anybody want to bid? Green goes over and Roseanne goes to 8. I'm gonna bid here too. Hold on. Marmello with a New Zealand $55 super chat saying the moon koala rocket. I think Marmello's paying his bill down with all these super chats. It looks like, isn't it?
I mean, it surely looks that way.
He's gonna keep doing it until the credit card says, "Not today, Junior. Wait till tomorrow."
I mean, it sure looks that way.
Marmello goes to 35. Amy at 30. DTT goes to 50. Man, I like that coin too.
Hey. DDT is closer to actually what that coin costs, so we're getting closer. So
we're getting there. Hey there, Muscle Shell.
Well, that's all right. Regardless, the proceeds will go to Maui Relief, and that's what matters here. So
it just so happens you had 2 of them. Now, if we weren't doing this, Gringo, I think that second one was probably going to go to me anyway, right?
There's a good chance I probably would.
You were probably going to.
I probably would have just sent it to you as a surprise or something.
All right. Marmello goes to 70. Okay.
Or maybe it would have been a Christmas giveaway. I don't know why. People don't like giveaways. Yeah, you know, so.
Marmello at $70. Jeff Arbogast goes 75. Awesome. That is a cool coin. It's just interesting that it says Antarctic and it's British Antarctic and it also has a NASA logo on it too.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's unique. You're not going to see it every day. That's for sure. Yeah. So, and hey, there's what I say there was 175 of them. So
yeah. Well, that's the maximum. I'm sure they made that many. They had to have made that many. But.
Yeah. So I don't know. Pretty cool.
Jeff at $75. There's another $100 New Zealand super chat. I'm going to have to look at the end of the night, Marmello, and figure out the super chats and the exchange rates and all that. It's going to be I was told there was going to be no math, but we'll get it straightened out, I'm sure. Marmello says 85 right before the countdown's over. Remember, that's not the best way to pay because YouTube takes a huge cut of that, but that's the only way you can get paid up, then we'll keep dealing with it. Mello at 85. Roseanne says Mello really needs to get a PayPal account, you think? Mello at $85. Thanks again, everybody, for all your bids on everything. It's awesome.
It is. Congratulations, Mello.
85 to Mr. Marsh. And Jeff tried getting 90 right after. I think it was after sold, but, you know.
Right. Sorry, Jeff. I try to keep the...
Nice try, Jeff. I'm sorry about that, but all right. Mello missed the part about not accepting Kittle. Yeah, and then Marmelo's trying to bid even more. Nah, we got to stop it, even though we'd like to raise a couple extra bucks. It's the way we roll here.
And of course,
we got one more.
That'll be sent to Kittle, and Kittle will send it to you. So,
you're not going to mail that to Mr. Marsh directly? Okay.
No,
that's no problem. That's no problem.
I mean, I just wouldn't. I mean, you got to use your skill set. All right. So, I mean, that's part of being your friend. So, I appreciate it.
All right, here we go. This is the opening bid. If anybody wants this, I want it to be $500 minimum. These retail anywhere from $350 to $400 to $425. I've seen them all over the place. This is the Hawaii Volcanoes 5-ounce silver, satin finish, pea mint. Otherwise, I mean, it's a lot to donate, and I only want to donate it if it's going to raise a bunch. So I think that's fair. Hawaii Volcanoes 2012. Hank's going to open it at $500. That's awesome, Hank. Really appreciate it. Again, it pains me a little bit. It pains me a little bit to to not have that coin anymore, but I know I can replace it someday. And again, right now it's just a few bucks for us, and it's going to mean a lot more to some other folks when we send it. So,
I like all the America Beautiful quarters. I mean,
this is just so detailed on the 5-ounce. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but as far as special ones, that one's special. It's so cool. I mean, and
it is definitely the key date, low mintage. It's most of them are low mintage. This one just it's been the one that always goes for the most. So very good, awesome. That might take it, Hank. I don't know. That might take it. Way cooler than the Iowa one, the effigy mounds.
Oh, come on, Alfred.
Ringo don't like you making fun of Iowa too much.
We know everyone loves Iowa, all right?
I think Hank might be getting the Hawaii. Nobody else.
And to be fair, I didn't even know the effigy mounds existed in Iowa until the quarter came out.
Yeah, it's the coolest thing in Iowa, apparently. Yeah.
I mean, it must be. I mean, I don't know, other than the Hawkeyes, I guess.
Amanda says, you guys got me shedding tears over here. This is also appreciated. Maui needs this. Glad you guys are getting cool coins from it. Not Amanda, though. But you're going to have to find that cat coin elsewhere. Sold to Hank.
Congrats, Hank. That's awesome.
500. Holy cow. Hank, I appreciate that. And you're donated to a really good cause, and you're getting pretty sweet coin, too, there out of it. So, I think it's a win-win-win, Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, this is just for show and tell, Amanda. I can't afford to donate all these, okay? I can't afford. But just to show you, Amanda, since Mikey already outed me. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. I'll just show you a couple of the others I got, and you can tell me which one you want. That one there is an Alley Cat from 1990. Alley Cat, 1990. This one is Berman Cat, 1998. That one kind of looks more like monkey, doesn't it? Maybe? I don't know. This one is a Burmese from 96.
Amy Mod said that we raised over $1,500 tonight.
Holy cow, that much? Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
This one's 2 Tonkinese cats playing with some butterflies.
Look at all the kitty cats.
All right. Yeah, Amanda, if you really need a gold cat coin, let me know, because they've just been sitting on my desk for a couple years. Okay.
I thought for sure Cheeseburger bought all those from you.
No, Cheeseburger did not buy all of those. He probably wanted to buy all of those, but Kittle, can we auction off my silver Mardi Gras doubloon since I refuse to host trivia? I don't refuse to host trivia, but Roseanne, if you want me to auction that off right now, we absolutely can. I think she said she wants us to, doesn't she? You just happen to have that right there. This is a really nice condition, too.
That's pretty cool.
1968 Bacchus, and that's one of the crews, and the crews are the ones that put on the Mardi Gras parades, and they make the floats and everything. 1968 silver Mardi Gras medal. I don't know if it's a full ounce. I'm guessing it probably is. The Best Things in Life, 19. Let's show it under the scope here. I'm trying to do this one-handed. That sucks, but let me try to do it. So yeah, Roseanne wants to donate this to the cause, and we're doing it. So this is looking through 2 layers of plastic. I can't really hold it open too easily otherwise. But The Best Things in Life, and it's got a horse and carriage. It's got people drinking wine and playing music, and it's got a pope, and it's got some people counting money over here. 1969.
Oh, it's 69.
Yeah, I guess this side says 68, and the other side says 69. Mardi Gras, New Orleans, Bacchus. And I don't know if it's marked on the edge. Let me look. It is marked on the edge. It says, I can't read it. I'll try to get closer to it. It says, oh, that's really awesome. I almost want more. It says, In Vino Veritas. That's in wine we trust or something, probably in Latin. And it says 999. It just says 999. So it's 999 silver, but In Vino Veritas. And then there's the maker's mark.
West Germany?
Oh, it just says West Germany. So I guess these were made in West Germany. So very cool piece. Thanks, Roseanne. We were going to use that as a trivia prize someday, but we can put it to use right now. Vern was at 50, Jeff 75. Wow. The plastic's rough. I don't want to get fingerprints on it, and I'm doing it one-handed here, Roseanne, and I think it's better to keep it in the plastic. I think it's better to keep it. So 68's when Bacchus was established. Okay. In wine, there's truth. Okay. So in wine, truth. That makes sense, Onabushu. So the wine brings out the truth? Is that what that's probably true, isn't it? So we got all right, gotta write that down. Mardi Gras.
I'm sure Amy's still keeping track.
Yeah, I hope so. I appreciate that, Amy. And that's Jeff that won that for 75?
And he's redonating it.
He's redonating again? Okay, we can do that.
More time, he says.
All right, let's well, we don't have to go too far. It's that piece there. We're gonna redonate it, and Jeff says open the bids again. Jeff says open them right back up. That's awesome, Jeff. Really don't have to do that, but you did. Amy says, got it on the Google sheet. Okay, cool. Vern's going to go right to $60. Jeff says he should be at 150 total. Yeah, it looks like it's about there. You did a 25, a 50, and a 75. Yeah, that's kind of what I got. Marmello says, koala say 80. Are you sure? I mean, are you messing around, or is that a real bid? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
yes, Mello's at 82.50. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's not 82.47. So
I guess, you know what? We'll take an extra 50 cents. I can divide that. Yeah.
So.
Oh, Mello. If it wasn't for charity, you'd already been cut off. Believe me. Believe me. Mello at 82.50. No, Marmello, I was talking to him on the phone the other day, and he's real sad about what happened in Maui. He went there as on a family vacations before, and he actually stayed in Kaanapali and visited Lahaina, and I know he's real sad about what happened. And I know he just really wants to do what he can to support too. So, show the obverse with the 69 again. Yeah. The best things in life. Okay. He hasn't bid in pounds or anything yet. You're right, Alfred. That's true.
Mello bought it.
To Mr.
For 82.50. Congratulations, Mello.
Mello for 82.50.
And thanks again, Jeffrey, for your
yeah, that's awesome. Thanks again to everybody for all your bids, and thanks Gringo and Roseanne and Mello for donating some of the items, and thank me for donating a few, and thank you guys all for bidding. Yeah, it's awesome, you guys.
Thanks, Amy, for keeping track.
Amy's probably quicker at getting a total here. I'll double check and verify, and I'll get the donations in tonight. But Amy, do you have like a rough idea of what we just did there? That's pretty cool. And again, what we're doing here is, where are we at here? That's that. Am I sharing my screen? I can be right here. I can do that. We're going to donate half of it to Maui Humane Society. That's mauihumanesociety.org. If anybody else wants to participate in that and do that. I don't think any of them take PayPal. You got to do with credit card, or you got to do it else. Maybe they do. I got to look into it. I just don't know if I can do it right now online in front of y'all, because I'm not going to be typing all my information in one-handed in front of you and see my private stuff. But I'll have the receipts available just so you guys know I did it, and I'll try to post those or do something with it. And then the other one's Maui Food Bank, helping the hungry there, mauifoodbank.org. So they're saying limit phone and email requests. They're working. Yeah, don't bug them if you don't have to. But there's a Give Now button, so we're going to try that out and figure it out. All right. Very, very cool. You guys feel free to support those if you feel like helping further. Yeah, you guys need to send me emails if you won stuff with your mailing address. You're going to send it directly to me tomorrow? Okay, yeah, you know what? It's already 9:30 at night. I need to go through and double check. I'll probably just donate tomorrow morning, just to make sure I get the right number. I mean, I want to get it to them as soon as possible, but so I'm not going to wait, until I get everybody's payments. I'm just going to do that. But what is that? 1657.50 divided by 2. It's around just under $830 per group or so. Hey, that's way more than I thought we were going to be able to do. So, I mean, that's awesome, you guys. Yeah, make sure you guys send me an email. If you guys know your total, you can go ahead and PayPal or Zelle or Cash App or whatever if you've paid me before. If you don't know any of that stuff, my PayPal is exactly the same as my email address, mike@kittlecoins.com. If you don't know your total and you need all that stuff, then just send me an email saying, hey, I'm so-and-so and I won a few things, and let's get it taken care of, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, let's see here. Any other questions or anything on that? That's awesome. Hank says hit me with an invoice and I'll pay right. Yeah, Hank, I don't know if I'm going to get to it tonight. I mean, I'm already, kind of like been sitting in this chair too long, and I didn't even eat dinner. So we'll get to it. It'll definitely be done by tomorrow midday or so. I want to get them paid so they can put that money to action right away. Yeah, I'm not going to, like Jeff says, he's going to mail. Jeff, don't need to do anything. Just a regular stamp in the mail. I can cover. I'm going to put it, I'm sure the forms take credit cards. So by the time I pay my credit card bill on that and everything, I'll have all the money from everybody. I'm not worried about it, So, and I trust you guys. So, you're trusting me to do this. I'm trusting you guys. So don't go out of your way to do that, Jeff. The money will be to these guys tomorrow, and just check in the mail with a stamp or whatever it is. So sounds good to me. Any other question? That's awesome. Holy crap. Over $800 for each of these guys. That's going to hopefully help a lot of people. So, and appreciate all your support. And in support of our coin club too, just being here watching. I know not everybody can donate and support financially, but you guys just being here watching our meetings and being part of the club and watching us back and participating in the giveaways, it all helps spread the word of our little club here, and it's awesome. It means a lot. So.
Second Friday of every month. We're always here. There's not always an auction. This is kind of a one-off since Mike broke his arm, so we're kind of doing it virtually, but still
hopefully
great content.
We'll be back to a regular meeting next month. I think we will be. We should be able to do stuff. Hopefully in another 4 weeks. Gosh, it's only been a week and a half, and I'm already getting antsy, but all right. Let's see here. Lots of kitty treats and pets, and yeah, I don't know exactly what they need the most of, Roseanne. I'm sure there's a lot of pets, that didn't get, they're out running wild all over town. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people that probably lost pets that are going to need new pets, and it's going to help with that. And that's going to be the Humane Society buying lots of stuff for that. And the food bank, of course, is going to get a lot of food to people that need it. That's what they do. Right now, I watched on the news, like the roads were closed. They actually opened up the road, I think, late today, Amanda. I believe they finally opened up the road, but earlier the roads there were still closed. It was all like emergency traffic only. So they had people like going to the airport, loading food and like drinks in the helicopters, and then they were saying the tourist helicopters were flying into Lahaina because that's the only way to get there is by helicopter. And so they were like filling up helicopters with like cases of Pepsi and cases of water and bags of Doritos and stuff. And it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. But yeah, just, makes you keep things in perspective. And Ambeth's going to send 50. Oh, Ambeth, that's generosity. I really appreciate that. That's awesome.
You didn't have to.
Thanks, Ambeth. You did not have to do that. But you did. Wow. Humane societies are awesome. No kill. Yeah, and I know there's also, I think they work with some of the other shelters and places on Maui. They got a couple farms out up country and stuff, and where they just let the animals run wild and stuff. And I don't know, they got all kinds of crazy hippie stuff like that on Maui, Roseanne, if you're into the animals more. Randy needs to move to Maui and like work on one of them like ranches with the animals. That's what he needs to do. He needs to get out of West Virginia. Hi, Randy. Okay, Amanda says they just closed the road again about an hour ago. There's another fire, not huge, or people go, oh, geez. Yeah, well, that's the whole problem, Amanda. That's why they say the fire is not contained, and that's why the evacuation orders are still there. We deal with this in California and other parts of the country. Even though it doesn't look like there's fire, that stuff's still smoldering. If the winds pick up, all of a sudden you got a big fire again. So don't take it easy yet. Keep your eyes on it and keep listening, and tell everybody else don't forget about it yet. Don't turn your back to it, because it's still there. Not All right. Now on a good note, they got a whole lot of fried chicken. Come on, Aaron. All right. Let's see there. You got fires close to you too. Where are you at, Valerie? All right. I'm sorry. I just got me on full screen, so we can bring on. Don might even still be here. I don't know. Maybe.
Right. I'm here.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah.
All right. Amanda says the fire 10 miles for her has been going for the last few days, but they say 20% still going, 80% contained. Yeah. Oh, Northwest Montana. Wow, Valerie. Now that's again. I mean, I'm glad. Thanks again for being here, Valerie, and for getting a couple wins there. And that's just awesome that we have people watching from all over, because maybe you don't got a local coin club, and glad we can help fill the void for some of you guys. So
SoCal had 2 hours and 47 minutes to figure out his camera, and then still hasn't figured out his camera.
Still hasn't got it going. That's okay.
No, I did it for 30 minutes before we got on, and I couldn't figure it out. I turned everything on, off, restarted. No, I'm black screen today.
So me and Don, we're gonna have to figure out the next meeting, because the next meeting is actually right during the Long Beach show, and sometimes we would either move the meeting a week or we would just cancel but I mean, I don't want to do that, and knowing that I'm probably not going to have my full inventory at Long Beach and fully set up, probably won't be there. What do you got there?
It just helps.
We'll still probably try to have our meeting at the same time as usual.
Yeah.
Look at those, some loonies. Or are those toonies?
I don't know.
Those are toonies, huh?
What are these? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose $2. So
wow,
nice little hockey action.
Muscle Shell says Montana has major fires. Yeah,
this one's my favorite though.
Oh yeah, I got one of those in the mail the other day.
Yeah, nice little polar
bear.
And
it says toonies from Alfie. You get some too, Alfie? Nice. Yeah, those are pretty cool. They put the darker outer ring.
Yeah,
in memoriam for Queen Elizabeth.
Very cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Valerie's looking at the bright side. Get mushrooms next spring. All right. Anybody else have any other questions for us? Otherwise, we're probably going to get out of here. Oh, no. We're not going to get out that easily, it looks like. We have one more Coin Club member joining us to say goodnight. I think Royal Koala
Good
Mellow.
night.
Good Hi, Mello.
Thanks again for all your support, Mr. Marsh. And
Awesome. I was just wondering, whose idea was it originally on that?
whose idea was what? To raise some money for Maui? I believe maybe Mr. Marmello tried to do some donations the other night on our gaming channel. And maybe Mr. Marmello sparked the idea to change it to a let's raise the money auction versus just selling stuff for the club. So maybe we'll give him and Popsy there a little bit of credit. Thank you, Mr. Marsh.
Thank you, Popsy.
See, Marmello, whenever you go out to the garden, though, you're trying to do it. Whenever you go out to the garden, your signal, your Wi-Fi starts going down, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a donation. How can I?
Mum would like to give a donation, so she might she might try and, if you could, maybe if Phil could send his bank number or something, she could maybe try and do it.
Well, I mean, you guys, if you don't have to even do it through me. I mean, you can go right to the Maui Humane Society or Maui Food Bank websites, and those are the two that we would recommend. I mean, there's got to be a way to do it. I mean, they got, I don't know, and if you need our help with it, then let us know. But that would be the fastest way.
I thought she might like to offer a donation to help you and me. Some of the coin.
Yeah, you need to work that out. I'm not getting in the middle of that, Mr. Marmello. All right.
Yeah. No. That was great idea. I knew people would.
DT says you got a nice backyard, and that's what it looks like in the winter there, DT. Remember, it's winter there right now. That looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look at the birds. Can you see the birds?
Up in the tree, yeah.
No, in that little birdhouse.
Oh, and the little bird thing too. Yeah, absolutely. I saw a couple up in the tree too. What kind of birds are those?
Those are native waxeye.
It's not those weird birds that you guys have on all your money, the weird pointy.
Not the kiwi or that's a bellbird that just came in just there really quickly.
They make a beautiful song.
And look up the bellbird song. It's New Zealand bellbird song. It's amazing.
Okay. Amy, where did you send me that? Did you email it to me? I didn't have a chance to look yet, but or how did you share that with me? I'm just wondering. Or did you send it on Discord maybe? Or I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know. I got to figure that out. All right. When I have a confirm that I got the Google sheet. I don't have a Google sheet. I didn't open up Google or anything yet. Shared via my email address. Okay. I don't see it in my email right this second, but that doesn't mean anything because I don't get all my emails right away. And sometimes I can open up my Outlook right now.
California internet strikes again.
I do see spreadsheet shared with me. Yes, I do see that there. Well, what it is it goes to my Kittle Coins email, which is through GoDaddy, which is my website provider. And then I got
GoDaddy is awesome.
Well, anyway, it doesn't go. Microsoft blocks them, but it still goes in. I don't know. I gotta fix it anyway. But I do have it. Yes, thank you. And I see I got a few PayPal.
Now you're just sitting around. You should fix things like that. Perfect opportunity to update all your software.
You know what, Marmello? I thought about the same thing. I thought, you know what? Now I'm home with nothing to do. I got a broken arm. Yeah. Perfect time to update my website and perfect time to get some stuff done. But you know what? it's not easy. It's a pain in the butt when you're down one arm, and then my good arm, my pinky finger. I don't know if it's broken. I can't even pick up more than like a bottle of pop with it. I'm like, everything's.
I think it might be broken.
I'm not looking for sympathy or anything, but it's just everything is just that much more difficult, and it just makes me not want to do it. And I'll do it when I get healed, But then, of course, when I'm healed, I won't do it. I don't know.
These are early spring flowers.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Hill and vale, and then it's gone once more. A host of lovely daffodils.
Golden.
Yeah, Valerie, if you just want to drop a check in the mail, that's fine too, and that saves us on all the fees. And perfect. That's awesome. Nubs is going to come.
That?
But I thought about that. You know what? Nubs has been living with the one hand. That's fine. You know what? I can get around with one hand too. But when both of them are also in pain, that's a little different. I mean, I could if it wasn't as far as like if I move a little bit the wrong way, it's sharp pain. I don't know. I'm not.
I think he's just softer than you, Nubs. He's just softer than you.
Is that what it is, Marvella?
You've been living the LA lifestyle too long.
I agree. Kittle's a little soft, so.
Should I just take this damn sling off and throw it in the trash right now and just say F it?
Yeah, just
no, I wouldn't do that.
I agree. I'm not doing that. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, drop and give me 50, soldier. So,
God, I don't even know if I could raise my hand up or
one. All right, guys. Well,
yeah, I think we're done. I just heard Don say the meeting's over in a couple minutes. They're going to turn the lights out on us. So, lights out.
Virtual lights, yeah.
No, they actually do that when we have our meeting at the library. Like they have the lights set, they turn off. We'll be in the middle of our auction that they're trying to wrap up the meeting, and it just goes black in the room. It's like, God dang. So they
do that at the local hall here too. And
they know,
if you want extra, put $1 in. Yeah.
Organizers wants to know if I'm going to stream on the gaming channel. What do you think, organizers? Should we go for it? I won't be right away because I gotta, clean up some stuff here, and I gotta have some kind of something to eat real quick here, something to drink at least.
I think you should go back to Minecraft and build a giant kitty in remembrance of the.
Let's not see we did.
Well, Sammy's already done that. He's got the cat cafe. Remember?
Yeah. But we need a giant cat statue, like bigger than the cheese box.
I played replica demo. I don't even know what it is. Muscle says Red Dead. Muscle Shell. Actually, they're re-releasing the first Red Dead game, Red Dead Redemption, on the 17th. So less than 2 weeks, or less than a week now. So I will be getting that and playing that.
Remember, EU4 is free.
I downloaded that yesterday. On Epic.
Maybe we could have a trial about that.
Yeah, EU4. It was on Epic. I got it. Is it on Steam?
Canada.
I don't know.
Could you could maybe play Hawaii on that? I think there might be a mod.
Probably a mod for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kingdom of Hawaii,
the Polynesian island.
Then we'll go take over those Kiwis and take their lands and add it to the island chain.
Yeah. Get a whole Pacific Island empire.
All right, guys, we got to end this. We're getting off topic quite a bit here. But again, thank you guys for your generosity. Together, we all raised a little over $800 for the food bank in Maui, a little over $800 for Maui Humane Society. Again, those will be to them by midday tomorrow. And if I can get an easy screenshot of receipts for those, I'll post them here on my channel's community tab, just so you guys know we did that. Otherwise, I'll figure out. I'll show them at the next meeting, or I'll show something. I don't want you guys thinking I'm,
Otherwise, Green Grow will have to do it the hard way.
Or what we'll do is we'll have one of those giant, like 4-foot checks made up, and we'll mail it to Amanda. No, she can hand deliver it, but no. And I'll try to, and I'll put in the notes on, because I know usually there's like notes in the donation. You can say, well, like something, that I'll say it's from our coin club, so they'll know who it's from.
And Kiwi.
And well, it'll be from Glendale Coin Club and its members. How about that?
And Kiwi members.
And Kiwi members. Okay. All right, you guys. Everybody have a good night. You guys want to say bye? Don, I know you're itching to say good night.
He already fell asleep.
He already fell asleep.
So
Night, Don.
Thanks
all right, bye,
viewers.
everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you next month.
Leave a comment on this video as soon as it ends, and we'll see you shortly.
Good night.
Woo!
Bye.
Time for tea.